There you go.
We are LIVE live, and I'm excited because it's NBA playoffs. Listen, tell the lady, tell the kids, I see y'all in June. I do not need your services no more until June. Big shout out Nino Brown. Let's go. How you feeling today, my brother?
Yo, big time, big game, good weekend. It was a birthday weekend for the kids. I
Nice,
loved it.
nice. Happy
Well, shout out to my
birthday.
daughter.
Yes.
Shout out to my daughter. Birthday's officially today.
Happy birthday. Blessings. Yes, yes.
Big 16. I'm gonna need plenty of advice from the fellas. She's 16, so you know how this goes. But I'm glad. I'm super glad they healthy. The birthday, another year around the
Nice.
sun. And
Yes,
at the
yes.
same time, we had a birthday party. I had everybody in here watching that Knick game, though. I'll tell you that much.
That's right.
You know what
That's
I
right.
mean?
Anything
But
else would be uncivilized.
you kidding me? Shout out to Sir Charles, the real Sir Charles, not the new punk Sir Charles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Speaking of,
Not the soap dish Sir Charles. I don't know who that is.
Yo, Sir
Ay,
Charles,
ay,
what?
ay.
Need a wash. You need to wash up, man. Speaking of wash, them Grizzlies got washed.
Ooh, ooh.
Them Grizzlies
Listen,
got washed, all ball. What happened? What
all
happened, all
right.
ball?
I'm I'm gonna try to make some sense out of this. Grizzlies was playing a hell of a game. In my opinion, John Morant, that substitution just changed the whole trajectory of the game. In the fourth quarter, it might have been about 7 minutes or something left. And no exaggeration, when he subbed them in, because Jones and them was just running a perfect offense, going through Jackson Jr., bent my guy Bane, you already know, making shots. What's my guy, the shooting guard over there? Bane, right?
Bane is a shooting guard. The
Right.
three, I'm never sure who their three is, but
And my guy
Dylan
Dylan
Brooks.
Brooks. But Bane, like I said, so the combination of Johnson, Bane, Brooks, and Jackson was just perfect basketball for about 3-4 minutes. Lakers couldn't put them away. And then at one point, Memphis took the lead. And here go coaching. I hate that. You got to put the superstar in. I swear everything I love. I was about to text, yo, bad substitution too early because they was rolling. And what happens? Ja gets hurt. They get blown out the water. Listen, man, I'm not going to say Memphis is better without Ja Morant. But we see they went 18-2 without Ja Morant. And they was holding their own without Ja. Ja Morant didn't have a great game yesterday. So, but I got to give props to the Lakers. And this is going to hurt because I'm a diehard Knicks fan. But on AllBallTV, we keep it 1,000. Got to give the Lakers credit. Memphis did not lose that game. The Lakers won that game. LeBron James, listen, man, on defense, he's some big threes. He didn't have a great game offensively, but it was efficient, meaning, he scored when they needed to. But let me tell you something. Defensively, him and AD, and then Reeves and Hachimura. Rio Hachimura. Listen, man, that was it right there. Big shout out to the Lakers. Darvin Ham, for once, coached a good game. Yes, Hachimura. Great game. Listen, man, Lakers won that game. I got to give them props. Lakers won that game. Lakers won that game, man. Oh, big shout out Jalen Hurts. 5 years, $255 million. Oh, baby.
Oh,
Hope he put everything in his mama name. But go ahead, Fabian.
I was impressed with the Lakers. Like you're saying. I thought I didn't think going into it last Friday. I was saying that the Lakers were winning 5 or 6 games. That Steven Adams loss was big time already. What's the backup center?
Yeah.
Brandon something.
Yeah.
That's too tough. And John Morant, like I've always said, I think they're two different teams with John Morant and him. And people don't like when I say that. Like with Iverson, like to me, like I always say, Allen Iverson is the most influential player in the last 25 years, in my opinion. And yet, nobody followed suit with what the Philadelphia 76ers did. They moved him from point guard to 2 guard. They knew exactly what he was. He said enough. They said enough is enough. You ain't passing the ball. Why are we making you do that? Go to 2 guard. And of course, they got rid of Jerry Stackhouse and everything like that. I don't know if they got to get rid of Bane. I don't know what they got to do in Memphis, but John Morant is not a point guard in my opinion. He can pass the ball. He's amazing at passing the ball, but it's too easy for him to get to where he wants to get to score the ball. And when that happens, that's what opens everything up for him when he's out there. But when he's off the floor, you see how well they play without him. As a team game, they get the ball around. Jaren Jackson Jr., by the way, let's not overlook this.
Yes.
31 points. Now 15 rebounds, was it? Jaren Jackson, 31 points, only 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, 2 for 4 from 3.
That 5 rebounds is bad. But go ahead, though. I'll let you finish. I'm sorry.
No. That was, I think you that was a perfect highlight because nobody on here had more than 6 rebounds for the Grizzlies.
You're not the Lakers. Like that.
No, the Lakers. LeBron had 11. AD had 12. They really hit the boards hard. I think LeBron. They knew going into it. Same way we'll talk about the Knicks later. We knew about the rebounding edge. LeBron and them went in there saying, "Yo, you know they little up there right now. They're gonna have to rely on Jaren Jackson. You box him out, we got all the boards." And him and LeBron and AD, 23 rebounds. It's not an accident. It's not an accident.
AD, I think, has 6 blocks. How many blocks LeBron had? They might have had 10 between them.
That's exactly right. 7 blocks for AD and 3 for LeBron.
Come on, man. Come on.
And that makes up for LeBron having 5 turnovers, but it doesn't matter when. What was the final score?
And listen, it was close, and the next thing you know, man, they might have lost by 16, 17 or something like that.
That's exactly right. 128, 112. Yeah. So I didn't see, like, that's why the analytics and stuff like that, that's when you lose me. When if you ain't watching the game, you don't get a feel for the game. Because the game was a lot closer during the first 2 quarters. When John Morant went down, it looked bad. As soon as they showed the replay and his hand looked kind of twisted, I think it was.
Oh, man. But hold on, Fabe. The game was close. The fourth quarter, at one point, with maybe 7 minutes left, Memphis had the lead.
Right.
Remember, they was going back and forth. Lakers hit a 3, Memphis hit a 3. Lakers score, Memphis score. Then I think Jackson Jr. hit a big 3. But make a long story short, the game was close till about 7 minutes. Then when they subbed in John Morant and he got hurt, yo, man, it was off to the races. Lakers just went crazy. It seemed like, once again, once John Morant got hurt, hey, man, it just sucked all the air out the building, pause. And next thing you know, it's like Memphis gave up. And then it was just turnover, fast break. And next thing you know, they down 12. Next thing you know, it was a 14-point game, and it was over.
So, and I saw LeBron after the game with the comment on Big Austin Reeves, Austin Powers. Listen, he said,
I didn't know he was that good. Go ahead.
Well, we got to test these guys. You know what? You have every reason to say, let's see him in the playoffs. Or I like when Dom Dropper says that. Shout out to Dom Dropper. I know when they say he thinks I don't think a big deal about the playoffs. Oh no, I do. The regular, but what I don't like overlooking the regular season. When we see Austin Reeves play certain teams, it's like, wait a minute, he's doing that against this team. LeBron didn't play. That matters. That matters. Now, are you just sneak attacking everybody? No. LeBron is back. Austin Reeves shows up. The reason why this stands out to me is because LeBron said, I knew from the first practice he was a guy that could play with me. That's a player that could play along my side. We enter LeBron's psyche a little bit. What does that really mean? Well, he played 30 minutes. D'Angelo Russell played 35. LeBron played 34. AD played 36. Jared Vanderbilt, who looked like he started 23 minutes. So anybody with under 30 minutes, Hachimura was at 29, 47.
Look,
so
you gotta do like that.
Hachimura.
Listen, man.
He's at 29 minutes and 47 seconds. So he's right there on the 30-minute mark. Dennis Schroeder, 20 minutes. Malik Beasley, 10 minutes. Malik Beasley's a huge disappointment, by the way. Huge disappointment. He's a better shooter than that, man. Okay,
but listen, this is where Darvin Ham is getting his props. Remember, I didn't like him as a coach. I still don't. He still has room though. If he can coach the Lakers to the finals, even to the Western Conference Finals, and they be competitive, listen, man, that's what you do when your guys is rolling. There's no need for me to put Beasley in. Hachimura is going crazy, and Reeves is going crazy. So it's no need for me to put you in the game. I'm not gonna stop that rhythm, and I'm not gonna mess that chemistry up. And that's what I'm gonna go back to Chicago when Kobe White was on fire and Drummond was getting all the rebounds and playing great. They took him out the game, and then it just went to dirt. Same thing. I'm not saying that's the only reason, but that substitution when he subbed Ja Morant in was too early. Jones in them was flowing. The offense was flowing. It was great. And then now look, you sub him in too early and he gets injured. Now you got to hope he's playing in the series because now you might get swept.
Shout out to Nick Pillow. I seen you in the building before. Thanks for coming through again. And Lonnie
Big
Walker
shout.
should
Yes,
get
appreciate it.
Lonnie Walker should get Beasley's minutes. If you've been watching the Lakers and you think so, I gotta go by your word, Nick Pillow. I didn't see enough of Lonnie Walker. I heard about him last year.
He has a point.
Yeah, I mean Beasley's playing so bad, and his job to me has always been to shoot threes. Same thing with what's the guy they traded away that came from Miami? Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah,
what happened to him? I don't know I think he got injured or whatever it was last year. But if your job is to shoot threes, come on now, LeBron needs that. You know how he loves those corner three guys or the 3-point shooters, Kyle Korver, what's your man, Mike Miller.
But I like the comment because you coach to win. Listen, hey man, big shout out Nick Pillow. You coach to win. And that's what Darvin Ham did yesterday. He coached to win the game. He could have taken Austin Reeves out. He was cooking. Remember, man, you got LeBron and AD. You know how much cojones you have to have as a coach and as a player and have the confidence to do that? Like, come on, man. So that's why, man, coaching is very important. To know when to substitute, to know when to hold off, and to have the guts to keep your superstar on the bench if everything is flowing right. So, man, kudos to the Lakers and kudos to my guy, man, Darvin Ham. Hey, man, pause. He grew on me a little bit yesterday as a coach. Let's see if he can continue it.
And I like the fact that we can't make excuses. Ja Morant went down. The Memphis Grizzlies have their injuries.
Hey, real quick, DM Dom and let him know we on live right now.
I actually did.
Okay, so go ahead, finish your point. I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go. Look at this guy. Wait a minute. He's look at this.
He like Darth Vader right there, man. Dom, what up, Dom?
Dude, this dude Allball is crazy, man. He was over there at the
Dom, what's up, man? What's up, man?
He's over there at a juice spot. Now he's already back doing another live.
Yeah,
you kidding me?
On, man. Hey, hold on. I'm learning from you, Dom.
Come on, baby. You still took the words right out of my mouth. Allball. We learn from the best. Dom was just trying to keep up. Dude, Dom, we were just talking about the Lakers. I didn't hear you speak on this. I was saying that I was going to finish this off. Allball has, I don't want to use the word despised, but he never agreed with the Darvin Ham hiring. He does love what he did for game one, and I was going to finish that statement with, hey, the same way we talked about the Knicks and we saw the rebounding edge, the Lakers attacked the rebounding because they knew that Memphis had no big men. Jaren Jackson didn't even have 6 rebounds. On top of that, Ja Morant goes down. You put your foot on their necks. You win by 16. That, I think, has a lot to do with coaching and, of course, LeBron and the experience. But what do you think about Ham and the Lakers yesterday?
I think the Grizzlies are too beat up, man. I think Ja Morant, like, he actually had some good moments. With, like, he had a couple mid-ranges, a couple floaters, but he still doesn't have that reliable jump shot in between game. And when your whole game is like turning the corner and just flying and jumping at the rim, and they got AD sitting there, I mean, if Bane is going to shoot that poorly and Brooks is going to shoot that poorly, they're not going to win. Like, right now, the Lakers, LeBron, that's what was awesome to me, is that LeBron didn't even need to do too much, and he let others eat. One thing I'm always critical of him is, sometimes he's too passive, but then other times he just handles the ball too much. Let some other guys eat. He was letting them eat, and he still played pretty decent defense with some chase down blocks and stuff. And, dude, how about Austin Reeves closing that game, man? His first playoff game, he was unfazed. But Jaren Jackson, by the way, that's the last thing I want to say on that. I was really happy for Jaren Jackson being aggressive offensively. But, yeah, man, I mean, this Laker team has got a lot of talent. And I think without those two guys, I don't know if Memphis has the physicality and the rim protection. They got to really make it a track meet, man. But they got to get stops to do that as well. And I don't know. Outside of Dylan Brooks, their point of attack defenders are a little suspect to me on the perimeter.
But, Dom, let me ask you a question. So what should the game plan be for Memphis? Because up until they sub Ja Morant in about the 7-minute mark or something like that, hey, man, they was holding their own. And I think, like, LeBron is literally a free safety. He plays no defense. So why not just attack LeBron? But in your opinion, what could the game plan be for Memphis to not get swept? To at least make it a competitive, decent series?
Well, you're gonna need obviously Bane and Brooks to hit shots. They missed a lot of looks they usually make. Besides that, I mean, Tyus Jones. Well, John Morant probably not gonna play his next game. It's gonna have to be a little more Tyus Jones, and I think at times the offense moves the ball a little bit better, more equal opportunity offense with Tyus Jones. But the thing is, like, the reason why it's hard to ask me that particular question is because being like an LA-based channel, like, I'm really looking at this from a Lakers perspective. So, like, I didn't really watch the game to see, like, why Memphis lost. I was watching how the Lakers are playing, and the Lakers did their job. But now next game, I'll probably watch it in the Memphis perspective because it's a must-win for Memphis. So I think, though, the biggest thing for them is to try to get out and run. And to do that, you need to get stops. 128 points or whatever, they didn't get enough stops. But, yeah, that's all I can say. I guess try to get AD to shoot as much as possible, jump shots. But the thing about AD is he's been a lot better this season about not settling. And you can see his production. But I also want to say, before we shift it on to whatever, or you guys keep going on this, man, we got to stop letting these people every single live just disrespect a historically great player. That was ludicrous today when they were saying about Magic. Absolutely ludicrous.
Hey, Dom, listen, for one, we got to understand, everybody has their own opinion. We don't have to agree with it. But a guy like you, I love when you come on because you could sometimes sway them a little bit to help them understand. But once again, our platform is, you know how we are. We let people say what they want to say. If that's their opinion, that's their opinion. We don't have to agree with it. Of course, it was crazy. That's why I said that's the first time I ever heard somebody say that. And I didn't know other people felt like that. So it goes to show you people be low-key feeling some way, but they be scared to come out and say it. Because I'm surprised other people on the live, which was one or two, felt the same way. But like I said, man, it's all fun and entertaining, but definitely out of control. But I love it, man. I love that everybody has their own opinion, has their own mind, and they don't go with with the wave. But yeah, it was nuts. But it was hilarious, man. I love it.
So to stay with the LA topic before we move on to this, I'm really glad you're on here, Dom. You had some time for us. Real quick, shout out to Nick Pillow. He said, should Lonnie Walker should get Beasley's minutes. And I heard the name last year, but I wasn't too familiar with his game. I mean, Beasley's not playing that great since he came to the Lakers. Do you think Lonnie Walker should take those minutes?
I don't know. I think Lonnie has given him better defense this year at times. It's a choice. It's a choice. Ultimately, a choice that I don't think is going to impact them that much. If I were to coach, it's hard to say because I don't know what goes on in practice. You know what I mean? Like, who plays better in practice?
Right.
Malik Beasley is obviously a really good shooter. He's been in kind of a slump. He doesn't really offer much else. So it kind of depends what Ham wants. If he just wants a better floor spacer, then yeah, Malik Beasley. If he wants more of an athletic guy, maybe a little bit better defender, Lonnie Walker. Honestly, though, just given the roster construction, I would probably just leave Beasley out there because I think there's going to be a game or two where he does hit from three. And I know with LeBron, with D'Lo, the emphasis is going to be to have shooters out there. But I wouldn't mind if you were to put Lonnie Walker in. It's just I don't think it's that significant overall.
So another thing to close that out, a big reason why I think Game 2 was a must-win for Memphis is because they're a horrible road team. Also, we keep talking about Golden State as a horrible road record. That's been overstated by everyone. But Memphis is bad, and so are the Phoenix Suns. Like, nobody's talking about this.
Oh, they actually bad. Well, the thing about the Phoenix Suns is, can we really count their road record without Kevin Durant? Like, with Kevin Durant, it's just a whole different story. He's won in hostile environments before over his career.
Well, let's forget about the road record. Who cares about any of that? Let's talk about this series. Listen, man. To me, now when the playoffs start, certain teams, I don't care about their road record. I don't care about their home record. I'm looking at the roster. The Phoenix Suns is in trouble. I've been waiting to talk about this. I'm a big Kevin Durant fan. I like him as a player. I like all the players. The Phoenix Suns are in trouble, and I've been saying it, and I'm standing on it. When Kawhi Leonard is healthy, when they are giving him the ball, because there was times I was screaming at my TV, Terrence Mann, give up the ball. Westbrook, give him the ball. When I told people, Toronto Raptors Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the league. That team, the Clippers, is deep. I said it here and I'm going to say it again. I did not care if Paul George was hurt. I don't want him hurt, but it didn't bother me. This is why you bring Westbrook in. They have a deep roster, and I said that. They got a lot of bodies they can throw at Kevin Durant. Now, he had a good game. He didn't have a great game. I don't think he had a field goal in the third quarter.
He didn't shoot once in the third.
Right. So he has some good assists. I don't care about that. Kawhi Leonard, when he's locked in, and hey, man, we have to put some respect with a K. RESPECK, all capitals, to Russell Westbrook. 3 for 19, but you know what he got? Look, this is why I pick guys like Larry Bird over guys.
Yes.
I'm going to beat you other ways. Hustle, defense, energy, the offensive rebounds, never giving up on the play. Russell Westbrook down the stretch won that game. The Phoenix Suns are in trouble. I still think it's going to go 7 games, maybe 6, but they are in trouble, Dom. Your thoughts?
I mean, I think it was just basically everything that all three of us have been saying about the Suns coming out, and everybody's seeing that they haven't been battle tested yet as a team. They played these 8 games at Dallas, at OKC, and against Minnesota. That's not playoff Kawhi. And look, you say Toronto, absolutely, I agree with you. But before he got tore his ACL, man, this dude was averaging 30 points on 57% shooting for us. Like, he was picking up where he left off in that Toronto. So he was playing amazing. Sometimes this guy has this thing where, like, literally just every shot will go in. Like, it's kind of crazy. Never had a player like this on my team. And yeah, he just, let's be real, man. If we beat this Suns team without Paul George, we're going to have to start having some conversations about 2 versus 35 all time to me.
Excuse me?
I'm serious. We may have to start having some conversations.
Wait a minute. You just hated Kawhi Leonard 2 weeks ago.
Whoa, hated is a strong word. I didn't hate him. I just said I said I don't, having him in the regular season is annoying because he doesn't play enough. And but this is the thing though. This is why everybody says calm down, Dime, because in the playoffs he's going to become like this. If he wants to do this in the playoffs, he can load manage all he wants.
Oh,
you know what? I take that back. I take that back for this reason, because we're the 5 seed. So, like, let's say we beat this Suns team, and it's going to be a really hard series no matter what, as Allball said, 6 or 7 games. Then we're playing against the Nuggets, and look, they're going to end that series quickly. And we struggle with Denver. So they're going to be rested. They already have a good matchup with us. It's just an uphill battle. And let's say we beat Denver too, upset them. 2 series you've now won on the road. Now you're playing another good team. And if you win that, now you're playing in the finals against like a Boston who's younger than you. So it's just a lot. You know what I mean? It's a lot to deal with in the playoffs. So that's why I'm always big on the regular season and getting a good seed. But right now I'm just enjoying the series, man. It's a fun series. Playing against KD and Kawhi, like guarding each other, man. As a basketball fan,
I love it.
But the fact that Ty Lue had the trust to have Russ guarding Kevin Durant so much, and he was blocking him from, like, honestly, it may have been the best scenario that we got the Suns in the first round, because now you're going to get Russell Westbrook with, like, the anger that he plays with when he plays against Durant. It's the best. I mean, every kid had to watch that game last night and find how to impact the game when your shot isn't going in. That was textbook.
Great point.
And it's funny because CP3, he was trying his psychological game and downplay the whole, him and the point guard argument. And I forgot what we talked about, the Durant aspect. Like, yo, you don't want to take Russell Westbrook off. At the end of the day, you want to keep him tame or whatever it is, but it doesn't matter. He's a self-motivated dude. Like, I didn't like Kawhi's game at the end of the game. Towards the end of the game, his post, his pivot moves, and his mid-range moves, they're kind of predictable. And Phoenix knew where he was going. As soon as he got caught up, though, he was able to kick it out to Russell Westbrook. That dribble handoff he couldn't get off to Russ, that Russ couldn't get off to Kawhi, and they moved to the three-point line, and then Russ took it to the hole, banged on Booker, got the and one, almost got the and one. That almost ended the game right there. Everything about Westbrook was clutch, which is not anything we've ever said about Russell Westbrook. And here's the other thing with Phoenix. I never liked the trade. I never liked I never liked the championship aspirations for a trade, because who is the big 3? You got these top guys, Durant and Booker. I'll give you that. Now what after that? Torrey Craig, that's your guy. He scored 22 yesterday. DeAndre Ayton scored 18 yesterday.
Hold on. But this way I'm gonna disagree with you at. I believe anytime you can get a superstar, you get them, whatever it costs. That's just my opinion, right?
I agree because their title window,
Yeah.
their title window was closed.
But Ayton, people, hold on, Faith, real quick. Ayton had a solid game, man. Ayton is okay. He can hit that 12-footer, that 15-footer. He's long, he's tall. He's not no scrub. He's really not no scrub. I'm gonna tell you the problem. It's Chris Paul. He's older, he's slower. He can't really guard nobody now. He's gonna make big plays. He can hit big shots. But my thing is, and this is my opinion, and I said this, Clippers is just as good as them. They have two superstars. You got Kawhi and KD, Zubac and Ayton, Westbrook and AD, and then now when you go to the bench, listen, man, the matchup is a bad matchup for Phoenix. And I don't care about the road record. I don't care about the trade as far as like they benches depleted. No. Clippers right now is a better team. And I'm going to be honest, that Phoenix coach, he's on the hot seat. He don't look comfortable sitting down over there, man.
Hey, Warriors Twitter is killing us right now. You know that?
We love it. That's what we talking about.
What are you saying?
Dime, they go, Dime, are you fucking serious doing this shit for clicks now? Dime, you fucking clickbaiting motherfucker. I'm like, bro, I didn't.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Right, but hold on. No, but let them understand there's no clickbait. This how I really feel. And
you guys think the Warriors are done? I don't think the Warriors are done. I think they're still gonna win the series in 6 games.
Okay.
Well, we'll get there in a second.
Right, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay, we're not there
in a second. But I didn't want to change. I'm long-winded. I'm sorry, but Phoenix have 4 guys that were going to score. The guys who I thought would participate, I don't know if Damian Lee is hurt. I don't know if Terrence Ross, who they traded for, or they signed mid-season. The wings are what they need more depth at, and I don't know if they fit, if they're able to figure out they fit in this Phoenix system. So for me, who is the big three? Like DeAndre Ayton is not part of a big three. Not for them. It doesn't look that way. Nobody scored 30 points on Phoenix, and this is supposed to be a super scoring team because you changed from being a top 10 defense. So that's the biggest issue for me. It was always going to be, the Clippers got a 9-man rotation, legit. They got 2-3 guys who say what you want while Durant's getting a break on the bench. They got 2 or 3 guys coming in, and they're keeping the whole marathon going. Phoenix ain't got that. Don, what I say in the beginning, if Phoenix don't win this in 4 games, 5 games, they're done. Kawhi could legit miss a game, and they still win in 6 or 7 easily for me.
Not without Paul George, bro.
I'm saying let's say Kawhi takes off next game for whatever reason, what's stopping him from coming back in game 3 and they just win 3 in a row? That's how the Clippers are built. They've already got their system established from the offseason. What is Phoenix established?
Kevin Durant and Devin Booker are what preventing them from winning 3 games in a row. But
you think so?
Well, I mean, it's interesting because Phoenix, like KD and Devin Booker and Ayton still put up good stat lines. Doesn't really mean much. They put up good stat lines, and we didn't even shoot that well from 3. Westbrook shot 3 for 19, and our role players didn't hit it from 3. Like, they really are in trouble. Like, they're really just – I don't know, man. You know what's interesting about this matchup? Like, Allball said it's a good matchup. It is, because our whole flaw this season has been that we're not athletic. We're old. They're older and less athletic than we are. When they go to their bench, it's a huge drop-off. Last night, I was shocked. There was one moment where they took out 3 of the big 4 at once. They can't do that to me. They have to keep 2 of them in at all times. It's too risky. And if Booker just running with 4 bench players, they're trash. Like, no offense. For NBA standards, they're trash as a bench, collectively.
Hey, Dom, think about it. Y'all have about 4 players that y'all can throw on Kawhi Leonard. That's 16 fouls.
You mean KD?
I mean, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. 6, 12, 18. That's 24 fouls. Like, come on, man. Like, they have bodies. So that's why, and I like Terrence Ross, and I said it earlier before the series. I said Terrence Ross is going to be very important because he's supposed to be the firepower coming off the bench. But when you could throw a Batum, a Morris twin, a Plumlee,
no Morris, he won't be playing.
All right, no Morris. All right. But when you could throw those guys on him, then you got man. So, like I said, Phoenix has no disadvantage. Like, Ayton can't blow out or beat Zubac like that. Kawhi can't, Durant can't overpower Kawhi. Devin Booker, as good as he is, he can't overpower Westbrook. Now, he give Westbrook 30, but it's going to be tough. So I just feel this was a perfect matchup for the Clippers. That's why, for me, it was no panic when Paul George got hurt. Now, what's going to make y'all crazy is if y'all can win this series and Paul George can come back for the next series. That's what I'm saying, man. Listen, Phoenix is in trouble, man. Phoenix is in trouble. I really think they're in trouble.
They got to win this next game. I think honestly, though, as well, I think and this has not been a common theme for the Clippers at all this year, but I think we came out the more aggressive team, more defensive, more like engaged defensively. I know they missed some shots, they normally made in the beginning of the game, but I just thought our attention to detail was better. I know it's cliche, but I think we just wanted it more. Like we saw Russ at the end of the game. We got 3 extra possessions at the end of the game. No, It's the same thing that happened with you guys against Cleveland. No rebounds, no rings. You got to rebound. We wanted it more. And I love that we had more effort than them. So I think there's a chance. I mean, the Suns got to come out and try to punch us in the face. Come out with some real effort. KD and Booker got to be really aggressive in the beginning, not just getting everybody involved is nonsense. No, you got to start gunning. And then hopefully for the Suns, their defense will take care of things. As far as the Clippers, I just don't want us to get blown out. Don't give them too much confidence. Just make them work for the win. Just make them work for the win. We good. We playing with house money now. But if we get that second game, let's say start messing around, Phoenix, and we get that second game, it's going to get real spicy out here. And the thing is, it really all depends on if we get open threes and start making them, they're going to be in trouble, regardless of how well they're playing offensively.
Yeah. Hey, Fade. Hey, let me just say this real quick before I let you go.
No, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere.
No, not true. I'm saying Fade before he gives his take. This is why I like the Clippers. They have a player that they don't have to panic. Yo, man, when you got a player that's done it before, won a championship, MVP finals, and you can give him the ball and go bring us home, or if you down and you ain't got to panic because you have that superstar. Listen, man, Kawhi's it's like steel, bro. And I've been telling people, healthy, he's the best player in the league, man. I'm sorry. We may not like it because he's not boisterous, he's not out there, he's not loud, he's not social media, he's not. Remember, if he was all of that, everybody would be praising him. But we real basketball people. And if you look at the game, the league is scared of Kawhi Leonard when he's healthy, man. Yeah. Because you can't get to him.
I agree. I was talking about this with my uncle and my dad yesterday. I was watching the game. I've never seen him get into a scuffle before.
Yeah, they don't play with him.
Nobody messes with him, and he doesn't really get into anything with anybody else. Can you remember that, Fabian? Has he ever gone into a scuffle before?
Nah, I've never. Yo, I think it goes back. You know what? That cements what Allball's been saying. These dudes are scared of Kawhi. Remember that loud mouth. Remember they test Draymond because you loud. Kawhi, he's that quiet dude in the block, always going to work with the briefcase, and you like,
yeah,
yo, I don't know about him, man. Let me just leave. Hey, what's good? Good morning. That's all you got to say to him. Leave him alone.
Yeah, I call him Kaiser Soze.
Right.
Kawhi Soze, man.
Kawhi Soze, he's legit. But again, big game, Russell Westbrook. Who was the MVP for yesterday for you, Don? Because for me, it's between him and Kawhi and Russ. It might be a co-MVP right there. And throw Ty Lue in the mix, man.
Yeah, Ty Lue did great. I would have to give it to Kawhi only because Russ in the third quarter, he had some bad moments. I was to the point where I was saying don't bring him back in the game. I was wrong. Thankfully, Ty Lue is coaching. I'm not. He made the right move. But Kawhi basically, he didn't really have a bad stretch in the game. He was making shots when nobody was making shots. He made 2 threes, and he helped keep that last possession alive. I mean, he did what a star did. And I said before the series, we're only going to win the series to me if Kawhi is the best player on the floor. And first game, he was the best player on the floor. 1-0 Clippers.
Can I say this, Allball?
Yes.
Before we move on, we have no positives for the Phoenix Suns we said so far, but there was one thing that stood out to me that did look like it could be just flat out dominant. That Kevin Durant, DeAndre Ayton, as much as I've been on DeAndre Ayton, that Kevin Durant, I don't know if you want to call it a give and go, dribble handoff thing in the paint where they can. James Harden and B do this a lot, but Durant and Ayton got a little game they got going on. They really should be a bigger dynamic duo to me than Booker. Booker's really, you got to make him the third wheel because he can operate like open the field for you. He can shoot from anywhere now. and it opens things up for someone like Booker who'll get more one-on-one advantage if it is a two-man game with Ayton and Durant. From what I saw, that was a positive I saw from the Phoenix Suns.
You're saying make Ayton the bona fide third guy?
Second guy.
Oh, well, I disagree with that. Devin Booker is still a fantastic player.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Listen,
the ego that in him right now, and I don't think they bring it out of him. Devin Booker, I mean, look, I know people want to criticize him a lot and stuff, but he was complaining a lot. But the guy does still scare me. I mean, he's still an amazing player. His degree of difficulty, he can score from anywhere on the court. He moves without the ball. He don't dribble too much. The thing is, though, he doesn't. I think the thing with KD and Book, they don't generate enough easy baskets. They don't get really to the paint like that. They're not the quickest. It's a lot of contested jumpers, and they're the best in the league at it, besides Kawhi, really. But they shot only and I'm not a big three-point guy, you know that, but they only shot 19 threes. In the math game, they're going to be a little bit hurting, but they got to hit their mid-ranges for real. And they got to defend. You got to defend, man.
And they won't.
But real quick before we change, what was Chris Paul's stats yesterday?
7 points. I think he had 10 assists and 9 rebounds. No, 11 rebounds. 11 rebounds because him and Durant have double-digit rebounds.
You do not listen. You're not going to win when the guy that's part of your big three has 7 points. I mean, so to me, that's going to be the difference in this series. Remember, KD and Booker, them dudes, man, you can't stop great people, man. They're going to get theirs, whether they're efficient or not. Ayton is going to get his. But if you could have Chris Paul score under 10 points, you're not going to have a chance. I'm sorry. I
totally agree. But hold on. The only thing with that is, what did we expect from Chris Paul? I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't expect him. I didn't like what he did at the end of that game. I don't know who he was mad at, but he was mad at them for way too long. He's at the free throw line, he's cursing. They get to the bench, he's still cursing. Bro, you're known for breaking down in the playoffs. I didn't like that whatsoever. It's a tight game. It's a stressful game. I get it. You're competitive. I heard everything about you. But I don't like that. You're known for not keeping your composure and losing it in the playoffs. This is why. Or it looks that way. Don't yell at your teammates like that. Keep it close. You're right there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I know we about to get off this topic, but Phoenix, that coach, has some adjustments to make because they're thin. Like I said, they could probably go 7, maybe 8, maybe. That coach got a job on his hands, man. And this is now where you separate yourself from good coach and great coach. We about to see.
We definitely are. And speaking of great coaches, coach of the year by far, our guy Mike Brown, Sacramento Kings. It was a tight game with the Warriors. I did expect it to be tight, high scoring. But between this, the Clippers, Suns, Knicks, Cavs will get to in a second. Those are the 3 best games we've seen so far in the first round of the playoffs, in my opinion. Allball, then Dime. What do you think of this game? And are the Warriors done?
This game was great. All the series we talking about today, all those series. This is what makes this NBA first round playoffs one of the greatest first rounds in playoff in NBA history. This Warriors Kings game was great. Great. I bet on Sacramento. I picked Sacramento, and I'm gonna tell you why. Golden State is not that good this year. I like Wiggins a lot. He brings a lot to the table, but for him to miss 30 plus, however many games he missed, and then just to bring you back in the playoffs, even though he played okay, I just think right now Sacramento is the better team. They're younger, and I just think they're a better team. And I think they match up well once again with Golden State. I think the matchup for Golden State is a bad matchup. Draymond Green, older. Like I said, if you're not going to get a lot of these teams, if you're not going to get double digits from some of your star guys, you're not going to win. Draymond Green can't give you 6, 7, 8 points. I'm sorry.
That's your boy.
Yeah, right. Listen,
what
man.
What was last year's whole thing? Draymond Green is overrated. Get him the fuck.
Yes. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this series is gonna prove that. Golden State is in trouble. And I think whatever happens in this series, whether they win or lose, they need to make some changes. But Poole needs to step up, and Draymond Green needs to step up. Simple and plain.
Scoring the ball.
Yes. Remember, Dom, this ain't gonna be about defense. Yeah, you're gonna need defensive stops at the end, but you got to keep up. And it seems like Sacramento can keep up with them scoring. I'm sorry. And they have no answer for De'Aaron Fox. None whatsoever.
So that's why Wiggins, I think, coming back and getting more minutes is going to be important for them, because without him, they're going to have a lot of trouble with Fox. Gary Payton and Wiggins, I mean, I like DiVincenzo, but you're going to have to get them out on De'Aaron Fox a little bit more. The only thing with Payton is offensively he's kind of a liability. I think Wiggins will be good, though. He looked pretty sharp to me. Like for his first game back to have 4 blocks. Only his 3 ball wasn't falling. Everything else looked pretty good. But I think, Mike Brown's strategy is going to be to push the pace like crazy and run these old dudes' legs off. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be his thing. Run these dudes out of here, wear them down over the course of 7 games. But the thing is with the Warriors, I can't really fully count them out because they're obviously championship tested, battle tested. And I was telling Fabi on this. They've never lost the first 2 road games of any series they've played in with Curry. Any series. They've never lost both of the road games. So if they lose tonight, it's going to be interesting. They've never lost those first 2 road games. So if they go down 0-2, you guys think they're losing for sure? I know you guys already. I'm pretty sure both of you guys picked Sacramento.
I picked Sacramento in 7, but I still think it's going 7 even if they go down 0-2. Because let me explain why, and I'll let Fabian go. I'm going to just be real quick, Fabian. Hey, man, I'm watching that game last night, man. Steph Curry special, man. Listen, man, when you think they down and out, when you think they done, and he come down and hit 2-3 step back threes that look impossible, so they'll never be out. They'll never be where they're going to get swept. No, I'm not saying that, but I just think it's Sacramento time. I think they're younger. And once again, if you're not going to get productivity from Poole like you got last year, from Wiggins, and you're going to get some type of offense from Draymond Green, I'm sorry. They might have to start playing Millien them guys more. Because like I said, Sacramento is younger. And that coach, he knows Golden State. Mike Brown is a good coach, man. So I just think it's Sacramento's time. And I think Golden State, just like Phoenix Suns, they got bad matchups right now.
We gotta give a shout out to Kevon Looney. I think he did a crazy job on Sabonis. Like amazing. He was a big body on him. He pressed him all game. It's like if it was a boxing match, he's that heavyweight who you don't even really think is all that, but he keeps leaning on the other heavyweight and he tires him the hell out. And Sabonis, you could tell that wasn't a Sabonis type game, man. I've been watching Sabonis the last couple of years. Nah, he bothered him a lot. I didn't see much of Draymond on him. Draymond had a good game defensively, 11 assists also on the offensive end, and so that was the one big positive for Golden State. Of course, Steph Curry. The other thing in the fourth quarter, I think Steph had 13, only guy with double figures. The Kings had De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk over 10 points in the fourth quarter. That's what they've got. That's what they have for you. Trey Lyles came in the third quarter, scored 10 points, double digits. You got a guy. The Kings just have this motion offense that you plug somebody in there, all of a sudden it's off to the races. Golden State, this is what they basically were before. They were the masters of this back in the day. No matter what period no matter what moment of the game you caught them in, it was like, yo, who's bad on this team? The Kings can look like that for you at times. So the Sabonis thing, for them to win like this and still win is major. I like what Nick Pillow said. Warriors always push the pace over these years. Now they're facing a team with a faster pace. Right. And
great point. Great point.
The only thing with that,
yeah, go ahead.
Just to answer your question, Dom, about do I think it's gonna go 7 or if they win, if the Kings win tonight, it still could go 7 because the Kings are the same team on the road and at home. I know Allball don't want to hear that, but Golden State is a totally different team at home. If that game took place yesterday in Golden State and San Francisco, the Kings ain't winning that game. The Warriors live off that crowd. The Warriors crowd is major.
Yeah,
The Warriors crowd is major. I don't think the
I
Kings
agree.
win that game. I don't think they pull that off. Curry and them feed off the crowd. I've seen plenty of games against Boston, against the Cavs this season that Golden State used the crowd and they pulverized the other team.
Man, speaking of crowd though, you got to give a shout out to the Sacramento crowd. That was like a fun game. That was incredible.
Light that beam. Light that beam.
Hold on, Dom. Before you go, that was their first playoff win in 17 years.
Yeah, that was the first season I started watching basketball. 06. I remember it.
Man.
Kevin Martin. I was at my grandma's house. Kevin Martin made a game-winning layup at the buzzer against the Spurs.
Wow.
What?
Kevin Martin.
Kevin Martin.
Yeah, that's who
Martin.
That's what they traded.
With the weird jump shot.
OKC with. Oh, yeah,
he
but
was
OKC. Nah, OKC traded Harden for him. That was horrible.
He was good. Listen, man. He put the ball in the hole, man. You bugging.
No, and Allball's right. Yeah, it was obviously he's a downgrade from Harden, but they were the number 1 seed with Kevin Martin as their 6th man. That was the year that Westbrook tore his meniscus. They were number 1 seed.
Yeah,
he was a good. If you're gonna get a 6th man like to replace him, he was decent. But
Dom, can you speak to this real quick? What has happened to Draymond's jumper? I remember those early Warriors runs. He could at least occasionally hit an open backpack jumper. I remember me and you always talking about the shoulder surgery.
Yeah, Draymond. Yes, didn't Draymond say it was a shoulder or something? That's why that he's not like that anymore. But it's funny because I remember before the 2020-2021 season, he was like, I think I'm going to put in the work and get my jumper back to like 40% from 3. It's like, bro, yeah, right. Like,
yeah, right.
It never was.
They're not going to even allow him to take the shots to even. Hold on, Golden State's not going to even allow him to take those many threes to get 40%. So I don't even know what he's talking about.
Well, back in the day, they used to let him take them because he would make them.
Yeah, of course. But I'm pretty sure now they see him in practice and they going, do not take no jump shots. And sometimes he be wide open and he don't take it at all.
Exactly. And I think they get mad at that sometimes of him not shooting, not necessarily threes, but like floaters and stuff. But as far as Sacramento, I think this game tonight, I can't tell who it's more of a must-win for. I think it's kind of a must-win for both in a way because if the Warriors go down 2-0, like I've asked a bunch of Warriors fans, I said, if you guys go down 2-0, then will you be a little scared? And they said yes. They just don't. They're so confident that they won't lose both of the first 2 games. 1 down. If they don't win tonight, it's gonna be interesting to see how they react as fans and the team. But for the Kings, as you say, Fabian, it's kind of a must-win game for them too because going on the road 1-1 with the Warriors home record and given their experience, terrible situation to be in. If you win tonight, you really got a chance of winning this series and knocking out the champs. And then everybody's going to respect Sacramento after that. So tonight is just massive. And again, the fans, man, they got to do their part, and they will. They're going to do their part. Going to make it as hard as possible for the Warriors to gain any momentum. What do you before we move on off this team though? What did you guys think of Steph and Clay? You think they could have done a little bit more? I felt like Steph, he got going at the end, but throughout the game, he was a little bit passive. Obviously, in the pick and roll, the Kings' strategy was to blitz Sabonis. Like, if they tried to put Sabonis in the pick and roll, but they were blitzing him, throwing 2 guys at him, making him get rid of the ball. And so, kind of limits him a little bit. And I also thought what was interesting about the game was you got both of these teams. Finally, the Warriors are playing against a team that plays offense like they do. A team that's going to make them run around like that. A team that's going to move without the ball like that. They never play a team like that. They always play a team that plays high pick and roll, ISO ball. Now they're getting to taste their own medicine. And I'm interested to see if the legs can keep up defensively throughout the course of 7 games.
Let me go back real quick with what you said. I think this game is 100% more important for Sacramento because, remember, Golden State has the experience. They came back down 3-1 before against OKC. So them being down 0-2 and they got the next 2 games at home, they former champions. So the pressure's not on them. Let me tell you something. If the Kings lose this game tonight and go 1-1, they can possibly lose in 5-6 games. You gotta listen. You gotta stomp the giant while he's down. This game is very important for Sacramento because now, worst case scenario, you're looking at a game 7 at home. But if you lose this game and now you 1-1, you can lose them 2 games and go to state. Like that's not far-fetched. That's not far-fetched. So I think 100%. This game is more important for Sacramento. They need to win this game tonight to make a statement. They need to.
I got to shout out boy Goat Reeves over here. He's in the building.
Who's Goat Reeves?
I have no idea. He just jumped onto the live. Welcome to you, Goat Reeves.
Yes.
Unmic your mic though, Goat Reeves.
I think this guy's a troll, dude.
All right. Well, I'm gonna kick you out, Gold Reeves. See you later, Ghost.
Let's see. Let's let him say something. You got something to say, dude?
He has to turn his mic on.
Turn your mic on.
Go Reeves, let's go, baby. Hey man, we show love to everybody. Come on, we take this serious. If you serious, let's go.
Japanese Jordan.
Japanese Jordan. Okay.
Do
they want to say something? Oh, Gold Reeves said, hold up. He's in a private message. He said, hold up. Well, when you're ready to jump in here. Yo, Japanese Jordan, where you at? I like that name, by the way. That's like a Hidu Turkle. When they call it Hidu Turkle.
That's why I laugh. I like that name. Japanese Jordan is dope. I'm not going to even lie. I like that.
When you hop in, Japanese Jordan, you got to unmute your own mic. I don't know if you see it on there at the bottom of the screen. There's a microphone. It says mic with a mic logo on it. Whenever you're ready. So, yeah, Malik. Oh, I gotta give props to Malik Monk. Oh, I did. No, just to add on what you said, Allball. This is a way bigger game for Sacramento. They have to hold serve. You are at home. I don't want to hear it. The last couple of years, I've been watching you. You've been giving Golden State the business and the Lakers, and you guys always foiled in crunch time. Also, like I was telling you, Allball and Dom, I didn't like that they lost to San Antonio. I didn't like that they lost to, I forgot, Minnesota. They had a chance to clinch the playoff spot. Those things mean something to me. That means for me, it's crunch time, and you can smell blood. Go end the game. Go capture that playoff spot. So game 2 is another version of that. You smell blood. Golden State is older. You cannot play it around with them. You cannot go and see if we can try to win the game on the road in Golden State. That's not the place to try to go test your laurels at, bro. Go snatch up whatever you can at home, man. Japanese Jordan, I'm getting you out of here, bro.
Good point. But hey, before we get out of here, Dom, you asked a question. Yes, I think Steph and Clay can do more. They need to win this series. They have to. Wiggins is just coming back. I don't know what's up with Poole. And like I said, you'll be lucky to get 10 to 14 points from Draymond Green. Kevon Looney is about so much we can ask him to do, man. He's like the anchor as far as like just rebounding and doing all the little dirty work, him and Draymond. So, yes, Clay and Curry, they might need a 30-30 night, man. And very efficient for them to win this game tonight. Yes.
I think, honestly, would you start Wiggins if you're Kerr in this game tonight?
No, I would start him at home.
Okay.
I wouldn't start him tonight. I would start him at home. No, win or lose tonight, I would start him at home.
Fair enough.
If you would start who?
Wiggins.
Oh, man, they might have to.
We talk about the Knicks yet?
No, that's next. Stop jumping the gun, Dom.
Sorry.
Hold on. And after the Knicks, I just want to briefly touch on that Bucks and Miami.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, I want to touch on that just a little bit.
Yo, Fabian, did you end up seeing the video of Allball with the car that I was telling you about? You don't remember the video? It looks like you were grabbing cheeks, singing that Genuine.
Oh, you know I'm a maniac, man. Sometimes I don't even know what's going on, man.
Fabian's like, I don't remember. He's crazy, man.
That funny was brought to you by I'm Bougie, baby.
Honestly,
click the link in the description. I'm Bougie baby mug sold in the link.
Right.
It's funny because I was last night, dude, and it was popping live. Like last night, we had 100+ people in the live. It's already at 1,000 views. So playoff views, man, are through the roof. And I remember people were saying, man, I missed playoff dime. Man, we talking about playoff. I forgot about playoff dime, man. Way more emotion. Everybody loving it, jumping in there. So it's just I just don't have to like be so like I try not to get too high and too low during the regular season, but now I can get too high and too low because it's the playoffs, so I can let out all the emotion. So it's really nice, and everybody resonates with that more, and the views go up, as Fabian knows.
Yeah,
that's right.
Shout out Nick Pillow. Who would the Kings face if they won in the series?
Shout out Nick Pillow, man.
Lakers and Memphis. Nick Pillow, you guys know him? I think he's one of my guys.
No, well, big shout out to him, man. I love the engagement. I love the comments, and I love he's staying in the building, man. Like I said, we work hard at this. So anybody that's in the building, in the comments, we really appreciate. But I really appreciate the comments more so than anything because we really look forward to seeing y'all thoughts and hearing y'all opinions, and also talking about it as well. So Nick Pillow, man, appreciate you, my brother. Now, who's these two young men or women in the screen that's playing games, man.
They pop back in there. I don't know. All right, you guys, you got to go, guys.
What was the
Yeah, we
same
don't know what's
person?
going on.
Japanese Jordan and Goat Reeves.
Stop bringing them up, because like I said, we serious over here, man, and we show love. And you want to come on, you ain't got to hide your face. You can talk. Like I said, this is what we do, but we ain't really here to play no games. They ain't got time for that. Let's talk about the Knicks.
Yeah,
Let's talk
man.
about the Knicks, baby.
Yeah, man. Speaking of not playing any games, I'm glad.
Talk about the Knicks.
Like Dom, he likes to call me out and rewind the tape from like.
Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. We're
Superman changing the booth.
There we go.
Come on, man. All right, let's go. Now we can talk.
New York. Go New York.
Now we can talk. Let's go.
Knicks.
Big win by the Knicks.
Huge.
Everything we said that was gonna come true. Allball came true.
Look,
literally.
The Michael Jordan. Look.
We talking about
the offensive rebounding.
Offensive rebounding.
The bench. We called that. And I'm not gonna lie, Allball. Fabian's take about RJ Barrett being a sixth man is aging pretty well right now because Hart. Yeah. You can't tell me that RJ is impacting the game more than Hart.
Hell no. RJ's not impacting anything. He's taking up space, Dom. Fabian, I got to give him props. He's been on that for a while now. Like, Fade might have been on that probably since the All-Star break or something like that. He's been on that for a while.
Before, now, I think.
Yeah, so now, I'm not going to lie, Fade is looking like a genius. Just real quick, and I'll let Dom go. It's not because I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I just think, like I said, certain matchups, I think it's just bad for certain teams. I like Cleveland, but I think them matching up with us, we match up great with them. And to me, the difference is Brunson and Garland. Brunson is better. I've been saying that people was laughing at me. Brunson is the difference maker. And then we got Quickly. You got Hart coming off the bench. And big shout out to Hartenstein. Hey, man.
Who's this?
That might be Javier. Yo, Javier, don't put your phone number out there like that, bro. I don't want to add you on so you take your on.
All
see
right,
if we can change your name.
Yeah,
no, I'm not cutting you off. I just want to change. Oh, hey, we can edit your name real quick. I got you, Javier.
Man, that's my guy, Javier. You got to let the roll.
Here we go. There we
go. That's my brother right there. What's good, man?
Javier.
What's good, man?
I can't call it, man. What's the topic, man?
Well, we spoke about. All right, so real quick, we'll give you a little rundown and just spend a minute on each one so you can catch up. First, your thoughts. Lakers, Memphis.
Lakers, Memphis. They played a good game. They did good, but I don't think them other dudes gonna do that night in and night out. So, you know what I mean? And they could still. I think I heard the part about the coaching and subbing the dude in and all that other shit. You was dead right. He was controlling the game. Morant, we all know, got like a semi out of control game.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? And dude was getting people the shots they needed to get. He was bringing them back, and that was a good move. But if Morant ain't there, I think they'll play better.
Okay,
sound crazy, but that's just me.
No, that's your opinion. Now we're gonna get you caught up. Now your thoughts, real quick. Same thing. Be brief. Clippers, Phoenix Suns.
No, I told you Phoenix ain't going to the chip, man. They not even going. I said that from the jump.
You did. All right, so we're gonna leave that alone. Golden State, are they done? Can the Kings beat them?
Nah, they ain't done, but the Kings can beat them. But they not done. They not done at all.
Give me two quick reasons.
They looking at that as one game.
Well, hold on, Javier. Give me two good reasons. Give me two good reasons why the Kings could beat Golden State.
They don't care nothing about Golden State, man. They don't give a fuck about who Curry is and all that. They anytime LeBron, Curry, all of them and the team coming up, they waiting to stomp on your neck and tell you, yeah, I remember you was running shit. It's over. They waiting to do that. They dying to prove something to these people. They hungry. So it ain't impossible at all.
Got you. Turbo, what up, Turbo?
You better say something. I'm kicking you out. Say something. You're just taking up space. Goat Reeves.
Don't piss Dime off. Dime will go crazy.
Fave, get him out of there, Fave. Yeah, thank you.
I got him out of there, Dime. Don't
Get
bring him
that
back up.
guy, get that guy the fuck out of here, man.
Yo, Hav, if you want me to turn off your camera, I can turn it. Hey, you got to turn it off yourself. There you go. Hav is working the system.
Yeah.
Turbo.
What up? What up? What's good? What's good? What's popping?
What's going on, man?
Yes,
I feel good. I feel good. Listen, man, these first rounds has probably this has been one of the best first rounds I have ever seen since I've been watching basketball. Like
I think there's a clear for top 4 series, top half, and there's 4 series that is not as good. I think the Knicks, Clippers, Warriors series are clearly the 3 best. I would honestly throw maybe before the jaw injury. I think the Lakers and Grizzlies was really fascinating, kind of 50-50, but now it's not looking so much like it. If Jaw's out, I mean, yeah, we've seen them play a little bit better without Jaw at times.
But Dom, hold on.
Yeah,
y'all sleeping on that Miami-Milwaukee series.
I was gonna say that series was not. I don't think it was gonna be that good, but it got more interesting now because of. I think maybe you can say it switched spots with the Lakers because now I don't know if the Lakers series is gonna be good. You know, they may be too beat up Memphis.
Good point.
I think it's a clear top 3 though. Would you not agree?
No, I agree. I agree. The Knicks and Cleveland series is definitely going to be I think it's going to go down to like six or 7 games. I believe that series is going to at least go to 6 or 7. And Sacramento Kings and the Warriors is definitely going to go 7. And I definitely believe that the Phoenix and the Clippers series will probably end in 6.
Well, if you think Sacramento is going 7, you think that the Warriors are going to be able to win it? I mean, if you think any team is going to be able to win a game 7 in Sacramento, it's going to be so hard to win a game 7 in Sacramento. I mean, any team, maybe it's Golden State, but
that arena.
Oh my God!
I felt like watching it from TV, you felt like you was in the building. That's how much that energy. It felt like It was like the West Coast of Madison Square Garden. That's how that feeling gave you. But like you said, they haven't had a playoff game in damn near 16, 17 years. That's crazy.
Hey, Javier, give me your thoughts on Kevin Durant right now. Yo. Javier.
Copied up.
I don't know. All right, you can hear me? Yo. Oh, Javier, we have to bring you down. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. Give me your thoughts on Kevin Durant.
I don't know.
Right
I think I got to go out and go back in.
All right.
Okay.
Kevin Durant ain't win a playoff game since when? Since the Bucks. Told y'all he ain't never proved shit.
You going in and out.
That was getting good though.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I was gonna say something about the Kings. Oh yeah, the fans. That one of my favorite moments was at the end of the game when they, you know how Curry missed the 3. It was Wiggins missed the 3, and then they threw it out, like they threw a long ball all the way down the court and they fouled. You go back and look at the reaction of the crowd when they foul, when they realize that they fouled with up like a point or something. Oh my God, it's like they won the championship. Like it was so dope, man.
Yeah, man, love it, man. Love it. But listen.
That guy we had on the pod on the show, the local guy, he was at the game. He went to the first game. The guy we have the Warriors Kings preview. Oh, Jason.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Let's get Jason in here. And Javier's back too.
Yo, Jason. Yo, hold on. Jason Levin. This guy's a Knicks historian, man. I'm super excited, privileged. He's my man, Allball. I don't know if Jason got to speak to him before. Turbo in the building. Javier. Man. Jason Levin is a super Knicks historian. He'll tell you about how he waited for White Wall Clyde Frazier in front of a dry cleaner in front of his Cadillac or something in 1970. Yo, that's how far back it goes. Jason, what's going on, man?
Yeah, that's right. I can still see Clyde coming out of the store.
Hold on, Mr. Jason. I want to say it's an honor, man, to be on here with you. Please give me your thoughts on the Knicks right now. How do you feel about us?
I love watching them play. That's probably the biggest thing. I have to say I was not a big fan of Thibodeau and them hiring him. And last year, I don't know, but I got to give the guy credit. I was wrong. He's got them playing their ass off. And they're really physical. almost every guy in the roster is physical. And I like that. It's old school. They play that way. And Cleveland is pretty finesse. They got a lot of finesse guys. And I'll be really interested to see how the rest of the series goes, because the Knicks look like they're going to have their way with them physically. And, I put this up somewhere. If they're going to put Chetty Osman on Brunson, it's over.
Yes.
That's a fact.
The problem with them is their best perimeter defender is Okoro, and you guys were letting him shoot all day long, and he was missing over and over. So then, honestly, they made a run with Osman. You know what I mean? Like, because he could make shots.
They did, but you can't. What about Karis LeVert? He's on the team, right?
He was terrible in that game, wasn't he?
He was bad.
Come on. These guys, you got 2 6'4", 6'5" athletes that are known for playing defense on your team. LeVert and Okoro. That's why they're on the team. And you're going to put Chet Brunson.
But let me ask you a question. You think LeVert is there for defense? I think LeVert is there for strictly offense, to be honest.
No, he's always been a good defensive player if he tries. I'm not sure how they use him. I don't know what's going on there. His game has not improved. So, but back to the Knicks, man. I'm just, I get a little crazy when Randall starts doing his, handling the ball too much.
Randall.
Hold on, Jason. Talk about game one. I didn't expect that from him. What did you get from Randall game one? How'd you feel about that performance?
I felt great. I mean, I thought he would play. He's a super tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
Super tough guy. And I felt like he would play. I didn't know, I thought he would play pretty well, and he did. He just gets excited, and they got to take the ball out of his hands in the final few minutes. They really do. You can go to him down low is fine. Anything over the free throw line, he should not be handling the ball. And Brunson, that's been really fun to watch, man, because that dude is a winner. He's just a straight up winner. You put him on the court, his team's going to win way more than they lose. And he's physical too. And he was just bouncing guys all over the place and getting where he wants and doing what he wants. And I'm really happy to have him, because you just feel like you have a chance in the final few minutes when you have him. And I haven't felt that way about the Knicks in a long time. They just haven't had a guy like that where you're like, all right, we're good. We're down 4 or 5, but we're going to get a good shot. He's going to make something happen. And the guy's done it all year. He did it last year in the playoffs for Dallas. He's a serious man. So it's really fun. And I know that Dime knows this, but I'm glad that the Knicks fans came around on Hartenstein. This dude makes so many winning plays every game. Winning plays, set the right screen, get the offensive rebound, make the pass, the outlet pass. The guy is a winner. He is just an excellent basketball player, and they're now playing him. And look what's happening, man. The dude,
and he hits that little floater in the middle of the court. In the middle of the rim, that floater, man, listen.
That's a shot. You don't understand how many times he made that shot for us last year. It's automatic, that little push with his left hand.
But you also got to speak to the two things that stood out with Hartenstein, yes. But it's also Thibodeau, man. To be honest, Jason, I don't owe that man no damn apology. He finally listened to us, played the kid some more, and and the rotation. He sat Barrett down when he was supposed to sit Barrett with 4 minutes left.
Please
put Josh Hart in the game. And with Hartenstein, he stopped making him shoot those stupid corner 3-pointers. And where's he at? Top of the key, where he can see the whole floor and play like Hartenstein plays. He can read the floor, make the right pass, make the right play. I gotta give Tibbs his props because he's finally doing his thing, man. You're right about that, Jason.
Yeah, he did, and I didn't believe that he would, and quickly too. I mean, he didn't play well.
Oh man,
my goodness, he should have been playing a long time before, but whatever. He's playing now, and it's going to be a really good series. Really, really good series. And Donovan Mitchell, we saw him, take on the Clippers for years. That dude, he wants the ball in the fourth quarter. He can get anything he wants. He's tough, really, really tough to beat.
Real quick, I want to get Javier and Turbo with this. Javier, you go first, and then Turbo can go. What's your thoughts on the Knicks, Javier?
Looking good. I don't really deal with the Knicks, but y'all could beat Cleveland, man. Y'all could beat Cleveland. Listen, y'all could beat Cleveland, and I realize why people don't like the Knicks.
Wow.
Let's hear this.
Let's hear this, Javier.
Because of the fans. It's like you just get too excited too quick. It just happened. Like, relax, okay. Yeah, but I understand the excitement because you ain't never seen it in your life. I understand it. But y'all can definitely beat Cleveland. I don't root against them. I love to see it's a good series and all that. It ain't like I'm just rooting against them. I don't hold my nuts on them or nothing like that. I'm saying y'all could beat Cleveland. That's a good series. It could go either way. Y'all got the upper hand in my book. Y'all got the upper hand in my book to even beat Cleveland and come out of the next series, man, to go to the Eastern Conference Finals with Giannis with that tailbone injury.
Wow. Right.
That's my opinion.
Fans get ahead of themselves. Now you're getting ahead of ourselves. You're doing what you said the Knicks fans do.
Right. One step at a time, man. We got to take it one step at a time. Turbo, your thoughts on the Knicks?
I mean, listen, right now, the doors is open, and I got to give a big shout out to my big bro, Tone, because he called before the playoffs. He called that the Knicks were going to the conference finals. I said, okay, you're reaching. But he may be on to something because with that injury with Giannis, that might change. That might open up the door for anybody to come out the East right now. And also, I want to ask Jay, since he's a Knicks historian, and I've been telling Allball and what do you call it? When we started, I said y'all finally got your point guards right. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the years, y'all can never. I always called y'all the Chicago Bears of the NBA because y'all never could get your point guard situations right. And I think at this point, and it's true. But I feel like as in right now, y'all finally got your point guard situation right.
Let me ask the historian something real quick.
Agreed.
What?
Oh man, Jason would have been popping a blood vessel if he had heard that conversation you guys were having earlier.
Hold on, but let me because I want to hear his answer on this. What do you think the move that should be made for the Knicks to take that next step to be in contention for the championship?
Who's that for, Allball?
I mean,
So he about to hurt stuff.
I would say get rid of Barrett and get a scorer.
Who do you have in mind?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
We're talking somebody better than Brunson?
What's that?
We're probably talking somebody better than Brunson, right? Like, what do you guys think?
Nah. I'll keep Brunson.
No. I'm not saying get rid of Brunson. I'm saying, what is his ceiling to me? Like the second best player on a championship team? You guys think he's not the best player on a championship team to me?
Yeah, I mean, I want a guy who can light it up, and I don't want Barrett. They're not going anywhere with Barrett. He's just not that good a player. He's not going to ever be that good in today's NBA. He's just the wrong guy. And if he keeps playing 25, 30 minutes a game, I don't see them, getting anywhere. He seems like a nice guy, but I don't know. They need not Donovan Mitchell. He's too small.
I see a Zach LaVine or Jaylen Brown.
No, I don't want any part of Zach LaVine. No, not at all. No way. Jaylen Brown, absolutely. Yes, there you go. Yeah,
wait, yeah. Well, by the way, speaking of Jaylen Brown, two things. One, we got validation up here. We got Coach Millien up here. We gotta talk some Celtics then if we're doing that. Coach Millien, you here?
I'm in here, but just give me a second.
All right, no problem.
Got you.
I was gonna say too, we got to give a shout out to the University of Villanova this weekend. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and DiVincenzo were all so good. I mean, they are really producing really good players lately. And the thing about all those players, they're all smart basketball players. I always said the basketball IQs of certain guys today, man, but those guys, they just get it. Like, and Brunson, I think you guys, like Fabian and Allball, you guys have become so accustomed to seeing him do that kind of stuff this season. But the way he turned up in the second half, man, that's a star performance right there. Like that, he closed the game on the road. I mean,
yep,
you can't ask for more. I mean, Dallas, Mark Cuban, I mean, never, I don't think in a million years he would think he would regret it this much, but it was just this guy. It's a great story. And you got to feel for Brunson. He's probably having the time of his life. Like being the second option in Dallas is cool. Being the first option in Dallas is cool. But being this guy in New York, I mean, for the Knicks, MSG,
Yeah.
when he
It brings
feels
the
those
stocks up.
games
It brings
next
your
week,
stock
man.
up.
Yeah, I'm ready for Game 3. How hyped is the Garden going to be? I mean,
Oh my God.
Listen, I'm trying to get tickets now. I sit. Listen, man. I serve the popcorn, man. Like,
I hear
I'm
you
trying.
just need to be in the building.
I'm trying to get in the building, man. Listen, you want to see some electric?
Oh,
Listen, man.
it's
Me and
nothing
Fabe,
like-
me
nothing
and Fabe was in
like
there
it.
when they played Houston, and it was like a party in there. And this was
Yup.
against the Houston Rockets.
So wait,
This
I
was
gotta
that was a game when IQ had 40. We were going crazy. So imagine Game 3. If we are even, I don't care if it's 2-0 or 1-1. We're gonna bring a crazy crowd in the Garden.
I got a question actually for Jason. Then you might have to think about this a little bit, but what's the best game you've ever seen live at MSG?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Good question. Great question.
I know there's got to be some candidates in there for you.
Wow. Jeez.
It's so much.
I don't know. I have to think about that.
Wow.
I don't know. It wasn't the best game, but when they retired Walt Frazier's number, that was a cool night. I mean, that was one I wanted to be at, and that was pretty special. That was pretty awesome, I have to say. It wasn't the best game.
You been to any playoff games there?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what would be the best game. Wow.
Hold on. You know what, Jason? You could hold on that thought because tomorrow is Knicks Talk Tuesdays.
Oh.
So we're gonna have. I'll send the same link in the chat, and maybe around 12 o'clock. Matter of fact, we'll make it centered around the Knicks for real. And I want you because you have way too much history. And remember, Jason, plug that ABA. You finalizing the ABA book or what's going on with that?
Yep. And you guys should know they're doing the ABA documentary that's going to come out next year at the All-Star game.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful.
So what's it going to cover? Is it going to cover the entire 9 years of the ABA?
They are, and they were very smart because they're using me. So,
hey,
Wow. Congratulations, man. Wow.
I've seen it for 2 hours. It's not finalized, but it's really good. And the guy who's doing it, I think, gets it. They got some cool footage that we haven't seen.
Oh, beautiful.
And they really did interview like just about every player you would hope that they could get, and some of the anybody who's left. So I'm excited about that. I think it's going to really be good, and I'm trying to stay involved on some other things that they're doing. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun. So I'm happy to bring that, however that fits. Yeah, I mean I will say I saw something today. One of my all-time favorite Knicks, and I don't remember who they played, but Ray Williams was my guy.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I love Ray Williams. And when they had
I put the video up of Ray Williams.
that was there you go.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Yeah, because 41 years ago he dropped 52 on the Pistons.
Yeah. As a net, right? As a net.
I think it was as a net. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I saw him go off for like 40 and beat somebody, and I just loved him. So I mean, that was huge. His ball handling was tricky like Isaiah Thomas at times, and he could light you up like Vinnie Johnson in like a matter of an instant. Like his game reminded me a little bit more of Vinnie Johnson as like the way his release was, the high release, and then like you never knew when it was going to pull up because he could just pop up on a dime and shoot that jump shot. And super physical. I mean,
His physique.
Yeah, I don't know that there's been a guard in the league who looked like him. When he came.
What era is this guy?
70s to the like late 70s to the 80s, more so the 80s, but I think he was drafted in like 76 or 77.
77, 78.
Okay. Yeah, it's Gus Williams' little brother.
Yes,
Oh,
right.
really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jason, any update on Gus and how he's doing?
No.
He was doing the game.
I don't have any, but he's still hanging in. So
That's Gus Johnson you're thinking of, Fabian, not Gus Williams.
Gus Williams, the ball player for not the
Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah,
listen.
Come on in.
So let me because This is AllBall TV. This is Turbo. This is a dream we had. Remember, Dime Dropper always hosted a space, and he always got like the old school 60s, 70s vibes. And that's why he gets pissed at Zay Turbo. And even on Homeboy from Today, Joffrey Joe. When we have these guys, they just disrespect the old school. And you got a bunch of people who are still alive and well, documenting everything. You see, Jason's working on an ABA book, and also, so the goal was for me and Allball is to marry what Dr. J did, marry the street with the professional era of basketball, and show everybody, yo, this is bigger than what you think it is. There's a lot of people that you keep disrespecting and leaving out of the game. Coach Millien, say, what do we think about this weekend in the playoffs so far?
Honestly, the Sacramento Kings game and the Golden State Warriors game was ridiculous. I thought it was phenomenal. I love the New York Knicks game and the Cleveland game. The Celtics game, even though I'm a Celtics fan, I wanted a bit more, but I was happy that they, put the foot on the neck right in the beginning, but they let up a little bit in the second half. Denver, not really a great game, but the Clippers and the Sun series, that's going to be a series, man. And it's just Kawhi is in that mode where he's like, okay, I know I got to do what I got to do. I know I got to step up. I can't play around. It's, get my buckets. And I think Eric Gordon, if he can continue to do what he's doing offensively to take some of the pressure off so they can't really double team Kawhi in a sense, I think he can help get them over the hump. I really think Eric Gordon is the key. And I don't know if Dime feels the same way, but I really think Eric Gordon is the key, because the games that they struggled is when Eric Gordon would be like 0 for 5 and like 1 for 4 from the field. And they're like, okay, well, we don't really got to go on him as much, but I think he's going to be the key. I really do.
No, I mean, you could definitely argue that. Hi.
Hey.
you can argue that he could be the X factor, because he is right. When he plays well, we definitely look a lot different. Especially
absolutely.
Engaged defensively, like yesterday, he was guarding really good players, and he's not going to stop them every time. But
exactly,
as long as you make their lives a little tough, I mean, that's all you can ask for. But yeah, one question real quick though, Jason, was it the ABA throwbacks guy on Twitter that was making the documentary?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he said, because he messaged me about that last year in May, and I told him about you and Dr. Hawk.
Yep.
But that's awesome.
Oh my God, yo, Allball, we get Dr. Hawk on here.
Wow.
This guy, yo, he's a surgeon, right? He's an anesthesiologist right now, but he'll tell you about everybody. It's like, yo, where the hell did you come from? It's amazing. But I want to stick to the playoffs though, Dom.
Go to Celtics for Valley.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Valley's a big Celtics guy. But
hold on. Before we get to the Celtics, let's not forget about what you said to Dime about maybe 6 or 7 months ago about the Cleveland Cavaliers being the second best team in the East.
Third best.
That was Fabian, not me. I said they would be.
That's what he said. He said I said that. Yeah.
That Fabian said that.
Yeah, they were supposed to be. Yo, listen, Philly's not as good as I thought they were going to be, and the Nets did exactly what I thought they were going to do.
Yeah.
So and then that's why the Knicks, I thought they would be in 6th, but the Nets played so bad, we got in 5th. And if you think about it, the Cavs are the number 1 defense, like I said they would.
They did. But I don't think that you were close to saying that they were better than Milwaukee. And I said, and me and Don both told you, we were like, cut that out,
yeah. I told him this. I told him nobody was gonna. I was the only one that remembered that he said these things.
Oh no, I remember. Don was like, I don't know about that.
You gotta listen. Yo, Coach Millien, I'll be calling people out. So I appreciate you calling me out right now. I was dead wrong.
It's all love, baby. It's all love.
And I love being wrong about it, because we're about to. I said Knicks in 5. That's how confident I am with them, because I understand. I've been watching Cleveland, so I understand what happened. Did you watch the game? What was your favorite part of the game?
Jalen Brunson. I've been talking about that dude since he signed with the Knicks. And, Nick Wright talking about, that's the saddest sweepstakes ever to pick up Jalen. I'm like, what do you want from a player? Like that's my biggest thing is, what do you want from a player? You want a player who improves year after year, who does something better every year, who ups his stock in the playoffs. And if you look at Jaylen, for the guys who are stat guys, obviously I do the eye test as well as the stats. But if you look at what he's done on the stat line, every year he has drastically improved. He has improved on his game, and he's not like all about the 3-point shot either. He has like an old school type game, mid-range jumper type game. And it's just beautiful to watch. Like, and I keep trying to compare him to a left-handed player from the past, and I've been racking my brain up to think about it, but I can't right now because I'm like, I can't remember too many left-handed guys who are on the mid-range, breaking you down off the dribble. And I'm like, I can't think of it. And I don't know if Dime would be able to help me or Jason, but
Tiny.
He's tough.
Oh, yeah.
Tiny Nate Ultra Ball. Huh? Wow.
Yeah. Yes, Tiny.
Hold on.
Okay.
And Brunson posts you up as well.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say the difference to me is Jalen Brunson. I mean, I haven't seen I've only seen rookie Tiny or young Tiny, but I haven't seen him post up. Brunson posts up, but Tiny was quicker off the bounce to me than
they're not
Brunson.
But Tiny was a dominant left-handed point guard, and he had a really good mid-range game. Brunson's a different player.
You are right.
But Tiny's probably the best. Well, Lenny Wilkens.
Lenny. That's who I would go with. Absolutely.
Lenny's a better passer. I would say he's more of a pass first than Brunson.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Yeah.
What about how good was Damon Stoudemire when he was in his prime?
Oh wow,
he was tough.
Yeah,
Damon ain't post up though.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, he doesn't.
He didn't post up.
Yo, but the fact you guys have to go back to Lenny Wilkens and Tiny Archibald, come on, that's a crazy.
Yeah, for talent level, because I think Damon didn't increase his game. Damon was solid, but he didn't increase his game the way that Jaylen is increasing
he went the other
game.
Damon got work.
Yeah.
Good point.
Coach, can I ask you a question? You're a big Boston guy, right? How do you feel about the Boston Celtics? Are there any rumblings? Is it true with the Jalen Brunson thing saying he's unhappy?
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown. I'm sorry, Jaylen Brown.
I don't think. Not from what I heard.
What the hell?
Jaylen loves it out here.
Yo, Coach, you're like underwater.
What's that?
Now
your mic was
okay. So Jaylen loves it out here, and I always see him doing a lot of things for the community, low key, that no one really speaks about. He comes to the hoods out here all the time, and like he's just always here being supportive. And like for someone who doesn't like it out here, like I don't think he would do that much and go like above and beyond to like try to help the youth. I really think Jaylen Brown's a good dude in general. To me, my thought process is if it's not a Kawhi Leonard, if it's not a Jokic, if it's not like certain people, I don't want Jaylen Brown being traded at all. Because my biggest thing with Jaylen Brown is, as much as I love Jason Tatum, I have watched probably 74 of the 82 games this season. And my biggest takeaway is that no matter who we play, no matter if it's a bad team or if it's a good team, you're always going to get 100% from Jaylen Brown. You won't always get that from Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum won't go as hard. He will not take it sometimes as serious as he needs to take it. And I think Jaylen Brown is different. Like, you think about it, Jaylen Brown wanted to take it hard in the All-Star game. Everybody else wanted to coast, and he's like, I don't like this type of game. Like, he's like, I want it to be like a competitive game because he's a competitor. And I think if we take that away and give him somewhere else, I would be really disappointed if we lost Jaylen Brown. Like, absolutely disgusted if we lost Jaylen Brown. And it's because of our fan base. Our fan base is anytime but you could put it to different fan bases too, because anytime a team does good with one of their star players, they're like, oh, trade him. I'm like, but that's like adrenaline and stuff. Like no one, no one thinks back to when 2009, 2010 season when the Lakers went 6 of 7 wins without Kobe. Like, do y'all really think Kobe would do y'all really think you would win a championship without Kobe? No. Right. Like, some people just they don't understand the game. And people, I heard a while ago. I told Dime that people tried to say, "Oh, trade Jaylen Brown for Harden." I was like, if you did that, I would never watch a Celtics game again.
I have a question for him too, but after he finished.
Oh, I'm good. I just think Jaylen Brown is a really integral piece to our team. I really think that we need to find a way to keep him and Derek White.
Got you. Go ahead, Turbo.
I want to, being that you are a big Celtic fan, and I'm just a straight up basketball fan. I'm just a fan of the game, and there's a lot of players that I grew up idolizing. But the one of my favorite Celtic player of all time, and it's crazy that the 30-year anniversary is coming up. Yeah, have you got it? Did you have a chance to see the great Reggie Lewis play?
Yo, so let me speak to you.
You asked the perfect person for this.
Perfect person about Reggie Lewis, man. This dude, I'll tell you like it was. So when I was 7 years old when he passed. So wow. I never got to fully really respect his game. As I got older, I understood the game more. But when I heard that news, I was supposed to go to my first ever Celtics game that year. And when I heard the news, Reggie Lewis was my favorite player. Reggie was the dude who I wanted to be like when I was younger. And when I heard that he died, I cried for the longest time. You couldn't tell me nothing. My parents were like, "Do you still want to go to the Celtics game?" I was like, "Nope, I do not." I never went to a Celtics game until I was like in 18 or 19 years old, because it just hurt me so much that Reggie, my guy, was like Michael Jordan wasn't my favorite player. It was Reggie Lewis, John Paxson, Todd Day, and those were my guys. And when Reggie passed, it was just because he was low key like a great defender that was underappreciated. To me, he reminded me of Clyde Drexler. Clyde Drexler was a very good defender, but no one really gave him the props because he could score. Reggie Lewis, the same thing. No one really gave him his props. How many people do you know that would block MJ on his fadeaway 4 times?
Nobody.
Like, how many people do you know who could do that? Like, he was like Andrew Wiggins in a sense defensively. He was a quick jumper, right? And then he was good at catching people on the way down because his timing was so good, and he had quick hands. And I was just like, yo, this dude is tough, and he was going to be a legend.
And yo, when you think about it now and looking, he was like the original Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I think a little bit like that too. But he could. I think the only difference between him and Kawhi Leonard is because, like, Kawhi will. Actually, no, I don't even think there was a big major difference there because, I think obviously Kawhi is a little bit of a better defender. But I think their game was similar because Reggie wasn't going to try to break you off on the dribble. He was going to get to his spot and do what he had to do, and sometimes post up if need be.
But no, the only reason why I say that, Kyle, because you got to remember, Reggie kind of came in kind of slowly.
Yeah.
Developing and Kawhi was kind of doing that too.
Yeah.
Got in the bag. It was a wrap.
Yeah.
But Reggie was on his way. He was making the All-Star team.
Yeah, so, man.
Like on his
that
way.
Hurt me so much. Everybody talks about Len Bias because that hurt a lot too. But Reggie was already there and starting to show that it was there. The blossoming was there. Like, I can only imagine it, like, if he got to his potential. I low-key had a side conversation. This was when I was on Instagram. I had a full-length conversation with Kendall Gill. And Kendall Gill, I was talking with Kendall Gill about, I was like, yo, what was your opinion of Reggie? And he was like, oh, Reggie was a dog. He was like, Reggie was like such a tough player. And he's like, and I knew when I was going against Reggie, like people weren't looking at him as a defender, but he goes, Reggie knew what you were going to do before you did it at times. So like you really had to go in your bag and be like, okay, maybe I got to use this screen a little bit more. Maybe I got to do this. Maybe I got to do this. He was like, he made you think. And he's not a name that pops up as a defender who's going to make you think, but he goes, for the guys who played against him, Reggie made you think. And I was like, I was so happy to hear that, but sad at the same time, man. Reggie was my guy. That's a good question for me about Reggie. Reggie was my guy. I love that dude, man. Still hurts me to this day.
Damn.
Wow. Crazy. I just wanted to answer that, being that I know that in the 30-year anniversary, and it was
Yeah,
a
man.
playoff game against Charlotte.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so
I remember that.
I remember watching it on TV. I was like, yo, what happened? And
Yeah.
And then when I heard the story, and then when I'm about to be 40, and then as I got older, and I really wanted to know, and I heard he's still beloved in Boston.
Oh,
He's
yeah. Oh, they love Reggie everywhere.
Yeah.
Nice. Can I ask y'all a quick question?
Go ahead.
You got a Boston fan, you got a Knicks fan, both historians. Who has the better fan base, in y'all opinion?
Oh, it's Knicks fans.
No, Jason knows the answer to that. It's Boston, baby.
It's Knicks fan.
That's how you start a little trouble, huh?
What was that?
That's how we start a little trouble on here, huh? Who got better fan base?
I'll say this though, as far as old school fans, I think this pretty equal. I mean, you're talking about two groups that knew the game.
Yeah.
And really, I'm going way back, but you talk 60s, 70s, 80s. Those, Boston and New York, those are two groups that they saw great basketball. They knew what they were watching. They appreciated defense. They appreciated the little things that guys did. I can't really speak to today's fans. I mean, I was at the Garden last year, and I don't know. I know a lot of teenagers, people in their early 20s. I don't think they knew anything. They were just really excited to be there.
And sometimes they just go there to cause trouble. Like Boston fans sometimes just go there to cause trouble.
Yeah,
I don't know what the point is of that. Like, appreciate the greatness that's around there. Like, I think Knicks fans are great too, though. I think they're passionate.
Yeah,
they're passionate.
Nice. Great answer from both of y'all, man. Yeah, I agree. Great answer.
That's an East Coast thing. Like Philly fans are crazy, Boston fans are crazy. And now I think they all adopted, like the Golden State Warriors fans and these guys, they really adopted our whole style. Like the Knicks and even the Golden State Warriors, like I'm not really surprised about what they do because the Bulls fans were like that. Like,
yep.
But who's a Bulls fan anymore from the 90s? These guys all lied and they're no longer Michael Jordan fans or Bulls fans. And now you see their kids are Golden State Warriors fans because they're bandwagon people. You know what I mean? So, but with a Knicks fan, you usually have an uncle or something like that you were beefing with, or they were a Knicks fan, so it's traditional. And it's a New York thing, man. It's nothing like when we win, we go crazy. And we've been hard on them the whole time. We overly criticize them. So what you see online, I believe what you see online is because of this melting pot of New York. You see the rest of the world is on social media, so now social media is a bigger melting pot. But all it is a new version of New York or a bigger version of New York now.
True.
You know what I mean?
I tell you one thing: the fans that are underrated that never got as much love. That 2000 to 2000 stop. That 2000 to 2003 Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Those people. Arco Arena. They were. Woo,
Yeah.
woo.
The cowbell.
The decibels. They used to have the decibels. They were like they low key also fans who were great and who had the decibels going. I remember Steve Kerr talked about how he could barely hear anything that was being said in Utah. Them Utah Jazz fans
they're crazy.
1997, they were ridiculous.
Yeah, I can tell you that I went to two of the games against the Lakers with those Kings, and I wanted to go up and see it. I was pretty deep into covering the league, and I'm like, I gotta go experience that. My ears are still hurting.
Wow.
That's crazy.
20-some years later. And the thing is, and I think this is what is going to happen in the Garden this week. It started with the introductions, and it just didn't stop.
Yep.
I mean, it didn't matter if the Lakers went on a little run, which they did a couple times in the game, 10-0, 12-0 run. It just didn't matter. I mean, these people were just out of their minds from the moment they walked in and just never stopped. And whenever the Kings made runs or made shots, hit threes, I mean, it was like the roof was going to come off that place. And it was built, acoustically. It was crazy. I mean, I was like, I need to see that. I remember walking out going, all right, I don't need to go back there. I mean, that was just
Wow.
The biggest, I remember the biggest.
You got to understand that there's some areas where they don't have anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, I was getting ready to speak on that. Hold on. What about Seattle, the Key Arena?
They were good.
I was there for the All-Star game. That was a cool building.
Yeah.
Really cool building. And those are serious fans up there too.
When Tom Chambers won the
yeah. Yeah, 87.
Listen, let me ask you, since you're old school, what was he like a Kevin Durant in his time, more athletic? I'm saying with athleticism, kind of.
You could say no, Jason.
I mean, you can agree or disagree.
No, he was different than Durant because Chambers was big. He wasn't wiry really. He was pretty big, and he was pretty explosive in the open court. Now I don't have to think about who the best comp would be for him. But if you let him loose in the open court, he was devastating. He didn't want to guard anybody. He never wanted to. That's why the All-Star game was perfect for him. He didn't want to guard.
Oh, okay.
I think he had some. I think his best defensive season was. I said this a little while back in the group chat. Was the one where it's 89-90. That's where he actually put it all together. But he only did it for one season. That's the only thing that made me so mad. Is I'm like, you're capable, but you decide that you're only going to do it for one season. He would
just float in and out of game.
Yeah.
Disappear for a whole quarter.
Yep.
Okay.
And then he would put it on. But he was, for a white guy, a big white guy. I mean, Bobby Jones is a decent comp if you want to go way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he guard like Bobby Jones? Bobby Jones does all the little things.
Was one of the greatest defenders of all time.
I just meant really athletic, like 6'9" white guy.
Oh, Bobby Jones was a freak athlete.
Yeah, freak athlete. His wasn't as good, but in the open floor, he was nasty. I mean, he would throw it down with two hands on you, and he was trouble. Yeah.
As far as people to compare to Kevin Durant, there's the thing about KD. I mean, I give him shit all the time and stuff like that, and I think some people kind of can overrate him, but there's really nobody like Kevin Durant. He's really one of a kind.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Exceptional
person. Once you see him in person, it changes everything.
Yeah, he's insane.
He's it's so easy for him. It's so easy.
Yeah. He gets to his spots, man, and wow.
Yeah, I want you guys to go back to Sacramento, the arena. I want Coach to go first. Jason, Jason Turbo, and then Dom, and Allball. What do we expect tonight in the second game, Game 2, Sacramento versus Golden State Warriors, Coach?
I think Golden State Warriors is going to respond. I'm going to go out on a limb. Well, not really out on a limb. Expect a big game from Game 6 Clay.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, because these are the games where it's like their backs are against the wall. Klay Thompson is usually the one who comes out. Like Steph will have his game. Like last year, it wasn't so much like that because he was still recovering and recuperating. Getting back to his level. But I think Klay is going to be tough today. He's going to be great, and I think they'll win by probably about 5 to 7 points.
Ooh, big game, Klay. Jason, what you expecting?
I kind of agree. I mean, the Warriors have ridiculous amount of professional pride. They should. And and I think they'll win the game. I look for Kerr to make a few adjustments. If I was him, I would put Wiggins on Fox in the second half. That's what I would do.
You speaking like a coach right now, Jay.
Well, see, I was asking these guys. I was asking them before you guys got on if they should start Wiggins this game and just go back to putting Wiggins on the best player like they did all of last playoff.
Yeah,
They should.
I would wait until the second half and then put Wiggins on him because they absolutely cannot guard him. And I have to say, after seeing him against the Clippers for the last couple of years, but especially this year, he in today's game with the rules the way they are, he's unguardable.
He is totally unguardable.
Unguardable. Yes. We couldn't come within 5 feet of the guy. I mean, he got any shot he wanted for a whole half and overtimes. It was like I just kept looking at my wife like, what am I watching here? I mean, he's so quick and so under control now. He used to be a little out of control, not anymore. You have to stop him, and their other guys struggle. So I mean, I think that's the issue, and I think Kerr knows that, and he'll figure out something to slow him down. And I think the Warriors win tonight. But here's the pace of this is going to be very interesting because the Warriors are great in the open court, they're great in the fast-paced game, but goddamn, Sacramento, they're unbelievable. Their pace is insane, and they're used to it. The Warriors are not. They play some games like that, some games not. Sacramento plays every game like that.
Well, see, Mike Brown, they were saying that he went hour back on them in the offseason, ran him more than any team, had them practicing the whole year, whereas other teams, a lot of teams say they don't really practice much.
That's right.
I mean, he built good habits in the regular season. And
here's the other thing people forget. Somebody told me this stat, and it's just, you guys can look it up when we're done. It's nuts. If you look at total games missed due to injury, they have a stat. Somebody keeps it for each team, like total number of games, right? So if a guy misses 60 games, that's already 60 right there. Right. The Kings only missed like 35 games from their entire roster all year.
Wow.
They were the healthiest team in the league by far all year, the whole year. And I mean, you can see it the way they play. It makes such a huge difference. And the Warriors, they got to reintegrate Wiggins. They're healthy now too, but it's a big advantage to have that continuity and be able to play. It's old school, right? I mean, that's how it was up until maybe 10, 12 years ago. Your top 8 guys played together all the time. And, you knew what everybody else was going to do. That's what they have. That's tough to beat. And they're still healthy. So it's, that's a big advantage. But it's an amazing stat because most teams have like 200 games missed, 250, 300.
Wow.
Nobody was hurt. Sabonis messed up his hand really bad, and he said, "Screw it, I'm playing," and he played through it. It still hurt.
And Fox pulled a hamstring about 3 weeks ago. I was a little worried about that. Turbo, what do you think is going to happen tonight?
I think the Warriors are going to even it out. I still got the Kings winning it in 7, but I think they're going to even it out. And this kind of like reminds me of like the Knicks and the Miami because these are two teams that play kind of similar styles because you forget Mike Brown comes from that Warrior system, so he kind of knows. So I think that's another advantage that the Kings have in this series because he knows. And if you understand, Mike Brown, he was never known for being an offensive guy. He was very defensive oriented. If you know his teams when he coached, they barely scored. They rarely scored.
But I will say this. I will say one thing. Wait a minute. I will say one thing. It's one thing to know about how that team plays, but it's one thing to like actually stop them. Like, you can do all the scouting and do all the things, but when you got shot makers like Clay and Steph, you're no matter what defense you put on there, it's like everybody knew that Jerry West was going to do the rip through and do the one dribble pull up in the 60s, but could you stop him? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, in the 70s, everybody knew that Dr. J would drive to the basket and attack hard to the basket. Could you stop him? Everybody knew that Magic was a pass first guy. You know what I mean? But could you could you stop him from making these passes and having the vision? That's the tough thing about it. That's what makes these players great, though.
No,
one of the things about the Kings that I would be a little worried about if I was a Warriors fan is that Herter and Murray didn't shoot well in the first game.
Herter's something's wrong with him.
That's true.
Herter got hurt. He got hurt like a month ago, and he hasn't been the same.
Really?
Yeah, there's something off there. That was not one game. The last like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he's been off, and he doesn't turn it around. That really, really hurts them. They need him hitting from three. So we'll see about that. I'm excited to see that the step. He really does, because he doesn't do.
That's a bonus. Herter dribble handoff was like 80% from three, or from November to January, and something happened from then on. You don't expect it to stay at 80%, but for him to just disappear, nah. The red rooster. That's the red rooster. Never heard of the red rooster, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Don. What do you think is gonna happen tonight?
No, I don't know. Let's go to AllBall. He hasn't said anything in a while.
Oh, my bad.
No. One, because I'm listening, man. And one thing with me, I just love hearing history and just love hearing just people talk about basketball. So I was just listening, man. I was like a kid in a candy store just now. But I'm taking Sacramento. I think Golden State met they. I think Golden State met they match. Golden State is a little older. Sacramento's a little younger. Mike Brown knows that system, and they have nothing for De'Aaron Fox. And like I've been saying all this year, if you're not going to get no type of offense from Draymond Green, and if Poole is not going to have one of those great games, I don't see Golden State winning this game. So I'm taking Sacramento to win Game 2 tonight.
I'm going with Warriors as well. But I want to see Sacramento win and see the Warriors fans and the team squirm a little bit. Because as I said, they've never lost the first 2 road games in the Steph era in a series, ever.
Well, no.
And isn't that insane? Even if whether they're home or whether they're the team with home court or the team that's the lower seed, they have never lost the first 2 road games. They've always split. So,
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. It'd be really interesting if the Kings win.
Well, the interesting thing about that series to me is that the Warriors have the exact two guys that you want to deal with Sabonis. And you saw it in the game. Draymond at the high post. I mean, I hate him more than anybody in the league.
Agreed.
I despise him. But
hold on, Fabian. Who does he despise?
Draymond Green.
I hate that dude.
No. Wait. Watch this, Fabian. Tell him who hates Draymond more than him.
Oh boy!
Oh, thank goodness the young ones ain't on here.
I don't know if you hate him more than me.
It would be
crazy more than me.
I hate Draymond.
Thank goodness
I've done lots of pod episodes about my hatred for Draymond Green. I can't stand that dude.
I want to do another one. Bring me on.
I cannot stand that dude. Like I think he wants to be a poor man's Dennis Rodman, and I can't stand it. And I'm like, you've never been like it. It just frustrates me. And my frustration was that he thinks he's so like smart, like basketball wise. You are an intelligent guy, but like when you start comparing people to iPhones, like, come on, stop.
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
Nah,
just stop. Like you're not that smart. Him and Kyrie belong in the same. They belong in the same world because they just think they know everything, and it's crazy.
Remember, he hasn't been. Hold on. He hasn't been the same since he made that comment saying that he was one of the best top defenders of all time.
No, he said he was the best defender of all time.
Yeah, and there's plenty of people that are way like, obviously he can talk because he's won so many defensive players of the year, but there are a lot of people that before the defensive player of the year era was even there that can be talked about as greatest defenders of all time. You got Bill Russell, you got Clyde Frazier, you got even Wilt. Like Wilt was an offensive player, but he was a dominant defensive player. Dennis Rodman is at the top of that. Scottie Pippen is in there. Michael Cooper. You better than Michael Cooper?
Come on now. Come on.
No. Nate Thurman. Oh, don't even get me started on Nate Thurman and what he used to do to those top centers. This dude.
Hey, I'm taking Ron Artest over him, man. Ron Artest in his prime defensively, man.
Agreed.
And another one that people sleep on his career was short, Sidney Moncrief.
Yeah.
He's the first to ever win back-to-back defensive player of the year.
Yeah,
what about my man? Oh my goodness, why
And
am
Wallace?
I forgetting his name? Alvin Robertson.
Oh, Alvin Robertson.
Another underrated guy.
First of all, who people feared, like Reggie Miller said, I will never talk trash to Alvin Robertson.
That's crazy.
He was crazy.
That's because Alvin was legitimately crazy and would just snap. So yeah, you didn't want to mess with Alvin, and you didn't want to try to dribble the ball up against him either. So
no,
you need to be quiet and you need to have your game on when you played Alvin Robertson. And he had braces too, so he was funny.
Yo, boy, imagine Zay being on here. He would lose his mind.
Yeah. He would get off the screen.
Another sneaky defender, little Muggsy Bogues.
I've heard stories.
He was another sneaky defender.
He was really hard to bring the ball up against.
Yeah, that's what Kenny Smith says.
That's when that was his main skill. I mean, he picked you up 94 feet. He was going to get you a couple times. There was no getting around it.
Listen, man, I'm gonna go even better than Muggsy Bogues. Derek Harper, man.
Oh, a different player, but yeah, really good defense.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying defensively, guys scared to bring that ball up against him.
Yeah, he was tough. He was very tough. Very tough.
But all over the place.
Faye, before we get out of here, these two historians, man, I want to say thank you. I just want to ask y'all one thing. If y'all could, can y'all please both give me two players from back in the day that how they dominated back then can dominate today? Because a lot of our fan base is old and young, and a lot of the young guys will literally say guys like Kareem wouldn't do anything today. So with y'all knowledge, if y'all could both give me two players that dominated back in their era would do the same thing in this era.
All right, I'll give you two easy ones, both from New York, Doc and Tiny.
I agree.
I mean, in today's rules, Doc would average 80 a game. I mean, if you can't touch him, you can't put hands on him. You know, when he's starting his move, there's never been a better finisher in the history of the game. And in the open court, forget it. So Doc and Tiny was unguardable then. Now he would be, I mean, just ridiculous. So those two guys, I think, would be off the charts in today's game. There's a lot of guys that would be able to do their thing, but those two specifically, forget about it.
I missed it because my daughter. Who are these two?
Oh no, I asked. Now you can answer. I said before we get out of here, with y'all being, just great historians of the game, our fan base is like old and young, and a lot of young guys don't think the older guys could dominate today. So I said, give me two players in the back in the day era that dominated then that you think will still dominate today.
Ooh.
Coach Millien is the best person for this because he literally posts videos of disproving this nonsense by showing like the main thing kids will say that are my age or like around that age group is they'll say, well, the stars would be great, but the average player wasn't nearly as good. And then that's where Coach Millien will show some players like Isaiah Ryder and like Harold, like just athletic ass dudes. Like, dude, I know he's not
year?
I'll give you another one. Robert Pack.
Robert Pack was
explosive. Yeah.
Forget about it.
That dude.
And sneaky.
Which who are you referring to? 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s?
All right. Let's say 60s and 70s.
I gave you that.
Who do I? Yeah, 60s and 70s. Who do I think would still be able to be a legitimate dominant player? I would say people don't know him, but the original freak from Akron, I say Gus Johnson.
100%. I was thinking him too.
For a guard, I would say Dave Bing.
Such a good one.
Dave Bing he's just ridiculous. For the 80s, not a lot of people know about him. He had the little double clutch in his jumper. I really liked Larry Keenan and Gus Williams.
I heard of Larry Keenan. Yeah, my uncle.
Yeah,
Gus Williams is great. He's super underrated.
Mr. K on the break. Woo.
Yeah, he was. Oh, and the double clutch. He was double clutch dunking on people. Like, he was just disgusting. And then obviously, I love Gus Williams. Gus Williams was so. I think he would have just been a absolute killer today. Where you can't touch your defender. That man was so deceptively quick. It was there was a. I watched a game versus Portland Trailblazers. That they played in the 70s, and he was dribbling down the court one time and put it between his legs and gave like a half hesitation. It shook me, and I was watching it. And I was like, what in the world? Like, and then he quickly finished on the break. Immediately, Jack Ramsey called the timeout. He was like, all right, we gotta figure it out. But he was tough. But those are the ones from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and then the 90s, who I think would be like someone who I think would low-key, well, not even low-key dominate. I just think he would just be an absolute animal today. I really think Sean Kemp.
He does is insane. Like, he looks crazy.
Oh, so, my goodness. I really think, like, Sean Kemp, like, he really picked it up 2 notches in that NBA Finals. If you go and watch, I honestly think he should have been. I think it was between him and MJ as a Finals MVP, and even Dennis Rodman. But I think Sean Kemp, he's the only one that produced all 6 games. Every single game he was out there. Defensively, he was really good too. He was clogging the paint. He just did a lot of things.
I got to give you one more. I got to give you one more.
Okay.
And this guy never gets any credit ever. And if you put him in today's game, all bets are off. And that's Daryl Dawkins.
Ooh,
yes.
Chocolate Thunder, baby.
They did not let him play because they did not know what to do with him. He was a little crazy. He was a teenager. The refs were against him. They called touch fouls on him when he stepped on the court. You put him in today's game, he had probably the greatest combination of grown man strength. He didn't lift weight. He was the strongest guy in the league at age 19. Think about that.
Yeah.
80. There were strong dudes in the league. Nobody could deal with him. And he had the sweetest touch from 15 feet in you'll ever see for a big man. I mean, he was just money with his jumper. And that dude, you could not possibly stop him now. Could not stop him.
I completely forgot about Daryl Dawkins. You know who I also liked, who was really good, who doesn't get enough love a lot of the times.
Downtown like Freddie Brown?
No, not even though downtown Freddie Brown, but Reggie Theus.
Oh, wow.
Reggie Theus was. I went back and watched a lot of his games. He was tough, man. He was tough.
You know what? One player that I think people would freak out about today is Sam Perkins. Because he could shoot and he could post up. Like I think people would think he was so ridiculous. And then
Big Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth. He's perfect for right now.
Perfect. Literally perfect
for right now.
And then another one that I think would obviously just be so much more at home is Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. Everybody talks about that though.
Oh yes.
That he would just love it.
Him and Steph were the exact. They literally he literally modeled his game after Mahmoud. Like if you, I put that video up. I tagged you in it, Don, but I put that video up. It's literally they did the exact same moves, the way that they shot it, the quick release, the pulling the hand away when they shot it. Like it's just. The game was geared more towards that now, where then the game was geared towards, hey, you get the ball inside the paint and you score, and then we go inside, outside.
Yeah.
He was way more athletic. Go ahead, Troy, before we get out of here.
I have one, and a lot of people slept on him, even though he got the injuries caught, but he was kind of like Steph originally, Mark Price.
Oh, he'd be great in the pick and roll league.
People don't talk about Mark Price. Price was.
Hold on. We did a podcast, right? And big shout out Terrence Brodnick, right?
Yep.
He played high school basketball with Kyrie father and Ross Strickland, and he said he played against Mark Price like in a practice because I think he was like with the Orlando Magic trying to make the team. He said Mark Price was one of the strongest craftiest guys he's ever played against. He said Mark Price killed him in practice. He said Mark Price was very underrated and very strong. So yeah, Mark Price was tough. Yeah,
I think I had one more. I don't know if it was a 90. I don't think it was a 90. Actually, who I think would have like a cult following today is Dan Marley. I think people would love Thunder Dan. Like, he would have a cult following because he guards, he shoots the 3 ball, he's athletic. And the fascination with the athletic, bouncy white guys is crazy in today's society. But my last one, 2000s player that I think would be getting paid $35 million a year. Sean Marion, the Phoenix version.
Absolutely.
He would get paid so much. It would be crazy.
He's definitely underrated.
I'll give you Eddie Jones from the Lakers.
Ooh, yes. Two-way player. Yes.
I mean, in the open court, forget about it. Eddie Jones was nasty on the break. He could shoot lights out from deep.
Yes.
And he could defend like a monster. I mean, if he wasn't stoned half the time, he would have been who knows what would have.
Hold on, I give you. Look, we're gonna keep going, but let me give you one more. What you think about Nick Van Exel today?
Oh, that's a great one for sure. I was thinking of saying him.
That's another guy. If he wasn't stoned half the time, forget it.
Yeah, Nick at night, man.
He's on the Hawks coaching staff. You see him? He's on the Hawks coaching staff.
Yeah, he blows my mind. He was the least coachable guy in the league.
Now he's an assistant coach.
It's unbelievable. I covered that team. I mean, he literally, when the coaches would start talking, and he would start walking away to the other side of the court. I mean, he was the most disrespectful. I don't give a shit. I'm doing what I do. Nobody can guard me. I mean, he was amazing. He was an amazing player, but the fact that he's a coach, I just can't even believe it.
Crazy. Fade, man. Take us home, man.
Well, I wanted to talk. First of all, shout out to Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. He's always showing love. And Z's in the building. Zach's in the building. In the comments, Jason in the building, one of the best. Exactly, Zach. And we had validation there, Coach McMillan. I did want to touch on McMillan.
No, it's Millien.
I'm sorry, Coach Millien.
You're thinking of Nate McMillan.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm really big on names. I don't like to know people's names. Don't call my real name is Raymond. Don't call me Raymond around my my mom's.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. That's my real name too.
Hilarious, but don't call me Ramon in front of my mom's. I'm big on names. So that's my father's name. So
wow,
God bless the dead. So, but there's 3 things I want to touch on with the Kings tonight. Jordan Poole might not play. He's still doubtful. I haven't seen any other updates on him.
He playing.
He's playing.
Yeah, that doubtful. That's he playing. Go ahead.
The other thing is, for me, like you guys touched on with Kevin Huerter, but Sabonis, you got to step up and see if you can counter whatever they brought with Looney, because Looney really terrorized him in game 1. And Keegan Murray, I know he's a rookie, but he shoots way better at home than on the road. Don't wait till you get to Golden State to try to turn up, Keegan Murray. It's not gonna happen for you. I don't think you're a rookie, bro. If he turns up today, I think he'll be like the Malik Monk, Trey Lyles from game 1 and turn up on Golden State, and they can take that to 2-0 to go to San Francisco. But Coach Millien just dipped. But thanks to Coach Millien, Jason, I truly appreciate you jumping on here. Tomorrow's Knicks Talk Tuesdays. We need you back on here because you look. We'll go for 5,000 hours with you on here.
What time?
Nick Pillow, usually at 12 o'clock.
But Fabian, it may be later because I got to go back to work tomorrow and I got to take you with my son. So I'll let you know later on. It could be later on in the day. Or we make it do something epic. We make it go live on YouTube while the game is on and be going play by play. So it's up to y'all.
Hey, I'm with it.
We'll send the DMs out there. We got Nick Pillow in the chat. In the comments, thanks for showing up, Nick Pillow. Coach Millien, Turbo, thanks for showing up as usual. Dime, come on, man.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you.
AllBallTV family. Yeah, man. So,
Coach Millien, hey, man, I want to thank everybody here. Like I said, me and Fabian always just, before we end the shows, we always just want to say thank you. We appreciate y'all because, we work hard, man. We don't get no sleep. And we really appreciate y'all sitting up here with us. And the history lesson y'all gave us today, that's why I was so quiet, because I just love to hear small people talk about basketball. And I want to thank both of you guys, man, but also Turbo and Dom. But you guys was great, man. And I really want to thank you, and I'm really appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Much love.
Yeah.
Man.
And my last, if we're talking Knicks and playoffs, you got to talk Bernard King. We're done.
Oh yeah,
That's
man.
right.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
that's another one that could have played in this.
We leave on a high note. We get out of here just with that. We ain't got to say nothing else.
So tomorrow to be denounced, Knicks Talk Tuesdays during the game live. Be there or be square. The link shall be out. We got you, Z-Mac. Don't worry about that. Yo, thanks to everybody for tuning in. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yes, sir.